And Evil Dead 1 is still my favorite. Evil Dead 2 is very good. I like it a lot. For my tastes, I think Evil Dead 1 is better. But Army of Darkness was junk. I was like bored halfway through that movie.
It's
not for me at all.
Like mostly, what I remember really liking about Army of Darkness is, back when he's at the S-Mart and he shoots the Deadite and says "Hail to the King, baby."
Yeah.
But that's the end of the movie.
It's the very end of the movie.
Like I sort of remembered my memory of that movie was like, oh, he's like back and forth between time periods. But no, that's just how it is.
He goes back in time, and he's back in time for the whole movie, up until the very, very end.
Right.
I don't know, man. I loved Army of Darkness as a kid, and I watched it like with some like excitement about rewatching it, knowing my tastes have changed a bit. And it was just, I don't know, if I never see Army of Darkness again in my whole life, I will be very satisfied.
Always a little bit of a bummer when that happens.
Yeah. Evil Dead 1 and 2, though, good. The remake, I haven't seen it since it came out. My memory's pretty good. What are your memories of the Evil Dead, the internet? Hi, I'm Scott, phasingplayer.com, here with my buddies here in Chicago, Illinois. A very summery spring day. I walked outside this morning, and it was like 90 degrees outside.
Yeah.
90 and humid for like mid-May. What was your experience with the weather, Mike and James? That's a cue to
it was
switch
really
the camera.
Sweaty. It was very sweaty.
It's hot out. I don't know. The weather here's been junk for a long time, so I'm pretty excited to sweat, but I wish there had been a little bit of a gradual descent into summer.
I think we have a shitty spring that was like cold and terrible, and now we're gonna have a really hot and stupid summer, and so that's gonna be the best of both worlds.
Drop again next week, but yes, the next several days here are pretty toasty.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have a nice cold beer.
Nice little Foley work there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, welcome to our stream that we're a little late getting up on, both in terms of intended day. I think we were trying to do this twice last week. Didn't happen. I got sick. I'm feeling better, doing good. Actually, a lot better.
Good.
Antiviral medication and steroids has really done wonders for me.
The ivermectin is working.
Oh yeah, I went down to I went and saw a doctor, and she prescribed me some valacyclovir, and I said, "What is that? Antiviral medicine? I'll just go to Menards on the way home." And now I'm healthy. I'm super healthy. Yeah, but I know I had a bit of an issue, but now I'm great, thanks to modern medical science. And we're here. We're playing Cryptic Explorers, which is a game that just came out from Tempest Tome Games. Came out on Kickstarter originally in, like 2017 or something like that, 18. Didn't do well. They reformed the game. They tweaked it. I feel like every time I talk about this game, I say this. There's a lot of tenacity, a lot of determination from Tempest Tome to get their game made. They listened to feedback every time the game didn't succeed on Kickstarter. They made really smart changes, and now they've created what I think is a really cool game. Before I say anything more about the game, though, I do want to be very clear, very transparent. This was provided to me by Tempest Tome. They provided me a copy of the game. I did not pay any money for this. So anything I say about this game, just understand that is where my position comes from. This was given to me. That being said, I like the game. I think it's real cool. We've played this a bunch, the three of us.
Yeah, maybe, gosh, a dozen times.
A dozen times or more. Yeah, honestly, probably more.
Yeah, we had been playing. So me and it's weird. Me and Jimmy and our friend Graham had been playing Star Wars Imperial Assault a ton, like once. During COVID, like once a week?
Yeah,
twice a
sometimes.
week.
Okay, no, you were once a week is not enough. You got.
Was it twice?
It was twice a week. There were a couple times we did 3 times a week.
COVID was a tough time.
Yeah.
But or is a tough time.
No, it's over.
Right.
COVID's done.
Yeah, so we were playing that all the time, and then we sort of like got really sick of it. Like there was like, what was that mission that we did with the like AT-AT? And it was like after that mission, I was like, I've played too much.
Yeah, it was like, this
like
game sucks.
we've played this way too much. So, and then we sort of like rolled that energy right into Cryptic Explorers and started playing this once a week.
Once to twice a week. I think sometimes we did 2.
Yeah.
So, which is like, I just don't do that with anything.
Yeah.
Even board games aside, anything.
Yeah.
So it was cool to get into this game, and it was cool to do so alongside some of the, we had a lot of input from the creators, the developers. So that was really unique. I liked that a lot.
They were, they still are, very receptive to their fans on the Cryptic Explorers, or I should say Tempest Tome Discord. They are doing other projects on social media. Like they're very receptive to rules questions, to just talking about the game. They're very, very cool people. And yeah, this is their first product, first game they've put out. I believe they do some music as well, and they're working on some RPG stuff for Mothership. Mothership? Is that the sci-fi, kind of popular sci-fi RPG?
Yeah.
Mothership. I was going to say Motherboard, but I think it's like the Vice computer website or something like that.
That's correct.
Mothership is another thing they're working on, but that's neither here nor there. So Cryptic Explorers. This is Mike, you want to get a shot of the board here? We have it all set up right now. This is a sort of one versus many tactical war game in a sense. It's kind of like a war game. Mike and I are going to be playing the Cryptonauts, who are these little funny fellas who go into a realm of death in order to steal knowledge and bring it back to the material plane, let's say, to borrow an RPG term. And the person we are contesting against is going to be a goddess of death, being played by James. And Mike and I are on a team in this case, and James is the one. Mike and I are the many. James is the one. The game plays up to 4 people if you want. There are always 6 Cryptonauts in a game. You just split them up based on how many people are on the Cryptonaut side. In this case, I'll be controlling 3 and Mike will be controlling 3. Though I'll say that very loosely. Realistically, we're both going to be chatting about what we should do with every character and kind of do it. If there were 3 Cryptonaut players, you do 2 to each one. If it's just 1v1, still have 6 Cryptonauts. James, on the other hand, while we have these 6 characters, James is going to be controlling, I'm going to grab his character sheet here. He is going to be controlling a goddess of death, which has a card here. And James, who are you playing as today?
I'm playing as Skazak, she of Restless Crypts.
Yep. Very good. So yes, here is Skazak, she of Restless Crypts. So each goddess is going to have a sheet like this. There are 3 in the base game and 3 more in the expansion, Alpha Return. They get a couple special abilities and a number of cards they get every turn and power that they generate. And with that power, they're going to summon a variety of monsters. They've got, in this case, Skazak has some Tomb Guardians, some Crypt Hounds, and a Spectrophagi. They're all different. They all have different stats and different abilities. Every goddess has a unique roster of monsters. And James can have a limited number of them on the map at a time. I believe it's 5.
That's correct.
So they're going to come in little standees, just like the Cryptonauts, and they'll move around on the map and do stuff. The Spectrophagi is a giant piece comparatively. That's the direction of the light. So James is going to be using these to attempt to kill us. In fact, that is the only thing James is going to be doing, because that is how, James, you're going to win the game. Kill all of our dudes. On the other hand, the Cryptonauts, like I said, need to get knowledge of death. And we're going to do that by collecting artifacts, which are these little goblet tokens. And there are 2 objectives on this map to complete. In order to win, we need 3 knowledge of death cards, one of which must come from one of the objectives. The 2 objectives on this map, they are unique to each map. The 2 on this map are going to be opening up these sarcophagi. There are 5 of them. We have to open all of them. There are these kind of long pieces over here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5th one way up here. Once we open the 5th one, we get a knowledge of death card. And the other objective we can do, we don't have to do both, but we could, is activating this, what is this called again?
The altar.
The altar. It's this little kind of L-shaped thing in the corner. It's printed on the map. We have to go up to it, interact with it, and then after a full turn goes by, we will get a knowledge of death card. But when we do that, the monsters on the board also become more powerful. They can traverse the map a little more easily, and James will get to summon a few. So we have to decide which one we're trying to complete, and then which artifacts we want to get in order to get 3 Knowledge of Death cards. And those are going to be represented by this deck of cards. Mechanically, these are all identical. They just have kind of world lore on them. And there is a rulebook that makes these mechanically interesting as well, but we are not using that.
Did we play with that typically?
Yeah.
We did for a while.
So we're not doing that.
We're not doing that. We are essentially, we're going to be playing the tournament version of the game. There's this other rulebook. Let me grab it here. There's this other rulebook here called Otherworldly Encounters that has a lot of sort of fun flavor and thematic stuff in it. One of which is making these Knowledge of Death cards have mechanical function, unique mechanical function for every card. It's neat, but also as far as playing the game like a sort of high-level tactical strategy game, kind of goes against it a little bit. We did play with a bunch of that stuff online. We can maybe talk about some of that at the end. But for right now, we are just going to be playing the tournament version of this game, which is to say none of that flavor stuff. We have drafted our Cryptonauts. There's a big old deck of Cryptonauts. And James banned a few of them from play, 6 of them. Some of these are some of our personal favorites. The Xenobiologist, shout out Xenobiologist, as always. The Spectrologist, the Demolitionist, the Werewolf, the Veteran, and the Scout all got banned. These are all characters that we have historically enjoyed using and done really well with. And James is afraid of them. So we are not going to be playing with some of those.
You are playing with plenty of characters that you've enjoyed in the past.
Yes, we've got a few good ones.
Yeah.
Scott, I think we missed an opportunity here just to pause.
Oh boy.
That since we were doing all black and white on the board,
Uh-oh.
what if we just do black and white stream?
Oh my goodness, a black and white stream. Get Michael Jackson in here. It doesn't matter if you're black or white, so we're going to be black and white.
Yeah.
A
noir stream, maybe?
Yeah, a little noir, so a little LA noir stream. I went to Washington D.C. I went to Washington D.C. earlier this year, and at I think it was the American History Museum, they, in an interactive arts exhibit, they had a giant 12 monitor setup playing LA Noire. I don't know why, because that game is from 2015.
Wait,
It's from 2009.
Yeah, was it even earlier than that?
What museum?
The Smithsonian Museum of American History. They had a big multi-board thing of LA Noire playing. It was, I don't think it was trailers, it was gameplay. Because it had UI elements and stuff. But yeah, it must have been an old installation that they just have not updated. But something about American art.
I feel like the game looked really good when it came out and has not aged very well.
Some of LA Noire looks funny.
Yeah.
I was just playing it, and the crazy part about LA Noire is that the facial stuff they did is still very impressive.
Yeah.
The acting is actually sometimes it's hard to tell, but it is nuanced enough that you can kind of oh, they're trying to go for this or whatever. But the rest is just polygons and terrible textures.
Yeah.
So it's a weird mixture when you watch it now.
So that is, if you want to switch back to me, Mike, that's kind of a kind of rambly big picture of the game. We're trying to get this Knowledge of Death, and we have to get it out of the realms of death. To do that, we need 2 Cryptonauts carrying it to teleport out. We take an action to teleport out of the realm, then we win. If we get knocked down to fewer than 2 Cryptonauts, we lose. We lose the game. And we just sort of play until one of those two things happens. We get out with the knowledge or we die. I'm not going to do a full rules explanation of the game, but as we're kind of getting started here, I'll describe what we're doing. Say this is the sort of thing we need to do. This is how it works.
I'll try to remind you too.
Sure, thank you. The game uses dice, but it uses 1 die, a d6. Just about everything we're trying to do that has a chance of failure, we roll a d6, and we have to get underneath a certain number. The game actually comes with a bunch. It comes with 15 dice or something, which is strange because you only ever use 1.
You're not going to use the bone die?
Not using the bone die. They're a little hard to see on camera.
We have 1 vote for black and white. Should we go for black and white stream?
Oh, 1 person. I don't know. 1 person might dictate it. But for right now, when we're on the table, it's going to be pretty black and white anyway.
That's true.
So why don't we go ahead and get started? We already drafted some dudes. Actually, Mike, if you want to give me my side cam here, I'll just quickly say what everyone is. So we have on squad number 1, we have the Traverser. She's good at jumping around, moving easily. She has a little grappling hook she can acquire. All of the stuff on the bottom of this that are sort of like these open shields, these are abilities you can acquire as you play the game. So everyone starts with 1, and then they can get more later. So we have the Traverser on one side. We have on her squad the android, Hilda. Hilda's healing mostly. She's able to teleport to injured Kryptonauts and heal them up. Healing is very useful in this game. So having someone on your squad that can heal is nice. I should also say there are like almost 40 Kryptonauts, I think.
Something like
so
that.
There's quite a few to play as. My personal MVP, favorite Kryptonite, I think, in the game. I know if the Tempest Tome people are watching, I talk up the Xenobiologist a lot. I think my favorite, though, might be the Mentalist. Draug Kumro, the Mentalist.
You know, without all the hair on you, though, he kind of actually looks a little like you.
Doesn't have the mustache, though.
Do his face.
I don't know if I can.
Just to try it. Yeah, it's like perfect.
Uncanny.
It's like perfect. Yeah.
This guy is awesome. So a thing that I love in tactical games is mobility. And this dude can telekinesis people around. He can surround himself in a telekinetic bubble and move really easily. He can throw objects around too, which I don't know if I've ever actually done. I mostly just use these first two.
Yeah, well, more so than movement too is the ability to move other people. It's crazy.
You can move other people, yeah.
You can just start to like maximize one person's movement.
Right. Oh, wouldn't it be great if this other person was 2 squares away? Well, Mentos can take care of it. So then we've got on squad. So that's the first squad, and squads are important because there are a lot of abilities that cryptos have that will specify Kryptonauts in this squad get something. So those 3 are on one squad, and now the other squad is going to be Hubert Hirsch, the Geist Hunter. Geist Hunter is, I think, one of my favorite names in this game. It's a cool name.
It's Geists.
Geist Hunter. He does a bit of everything, to be honest. He's got Hustle, which lets him move for free. He can get Tachyon beams, which allows him to shoot through walls. All these like kind of white spaces around here are walls. He can shoot through them. He can steal souls from monsters. Normally, you have to collect souls on the map, but he can actually just kind of pull them from out of the game if he kills monsters. And then he can also make himself not miss. So he's good at moving, good at doing damage. He's also a scientist, which is kind of important.
And has a cool Daft Punk helmet.
And he's got a little Daft Punk helmet. He's probably making some cool music in there.
Yeah.
On his team is the gunner, Leonor Guerrera. She just shoots stuff. She's got a big Gatling gun. If you've played XCOM, there's a thing in this game called Prepare, which is like XCOM's Overwatch.
I love Overwatch and XCOM.
Essentially, for those that aren't aware, you can mark a dude as, in this game, prepared, and then if an enemy gets into their line of sight, they interrupt the enemy's maneuver to do something.
Right.
So it kind of acts outside of their turn.
And that shower of shells looks...
Shower of shells. She can just
so
blast all enemies within line of sight. So I think we've used her once before, but I feel like she died quickly.
She did.
So we're kind of excited to try her out.
I'm hoping we can get a little...
If you want to hand me that last one, Mike. This is the final member of this squad, Osteya Vilkas. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but she's an engineer, and she is very supportive. The big thing that I see on her is her starting skill that upgrades her squad's range. So the squad already has decent range, and it's going to be even better now. And then she can get armor with a ceramic suit. She can get a real cool pickaxe that'll do damage, and then she can also increase damage of her allies permanently by eating a soul once per Kryptonaut.
Permanently?
Target Kryptonaut within 3 spaces and sight deals +1 damage permanently with an attack she chooses.
All right.
So
that's awesome.
Really get good damage boosts.
Let's do that as soon as possible.
So yeah, that's the squads. Again, Mike and I are going to be kind of working in tandem with both of them, but if you wanted to play this game really strictly, you could say each person has these cryptos and they're the only ones that get a say. But then, Mike and I are buddies. We're going to work together.
I think the only reason that I'm going to be less dealing with one squad is because I'm running the stream.
You're running the stream.
Like we both need to know both things. But
yeah,
typically we would split the squads up and run them separately. And still confer with what to do, but sort of run each turn separately. So
Yeah.
and it works well that way. We did it
A bunch. Most
tens
times. Yeah.
tens of times.
Yeah.
Which was great.
Okay, well, why don't we get started? The game starts off with the Cryptonauts taking their first turn. So I just kind of threw our guys down here, Mike. I don't know if these are going to be the best starting positions or not.
We could
I am going to have
debate.
to take this hat off.
I mean, I do
Block the
like.
camera.
I don't mind splitting. So in the game, you can start in any space that has these little outlines of Xeno. I assume these are outlines of Xenos.
Yeah, we can start here.
So
Cryptonauts
like
can start
this
here or
section
here.
has outlines. Oops.
And then this one.
And then
here.
this section has outlines. So you can start here or here.
But it's got to be in one section.
You can't split it.
You can't split it. There's a character
Yeah,
we've used a
some
few
character
times.
has.
The character,
the captain, I think.
The character lets you split it.
And which we have played with a few times, and that is useful.
So really, you would start here to maybe go straight for the altar.
We could. It also gives us easy access to some of these
I
items.
fucking hate these because these sarcophaguses, when they open, they release.
They have traps.
They have traps that are stupid.
Some of them can be really rough.
Some of them are really rough. Some of them are only a little.
I remember being here and dying because I opened 2 sarcophaguses.
Oh yeah.
And then just a bunch of guys spawned, and I was just
You were,
stuck
like, locked
in
in
this
the
corner.
corner,
And
yeah.
I, was
I remember
dead.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not
This
good.
is why we didn't let you pick Yagura.
Yeah, that's fine.
Exactly. Yagura was not good.
Yagura,
Yeah, it had singularities like here, here,
Oh my God,
here,
it was a
here.
nightmare.
Yeah,
It was
this
awful.
this map's wild for.
Yagura. Yeah.
So my thought is, even though Jimmy's listening, rush the
At the
altar and ignore these sarcophaguses because they're terrible.
We could do that. We could certainly just forget the sarcophagi.
But
I might get like maybe a side shot of here so we can maybe
Oh,
point out
sure.
some of this. So yeah, here, right here, front and center, altar. We just have to get anywhere next to this, take an action. Let's also, I meant to say this before we went live, but I'll say it right now. Let's try to keep these kind of facing this way a little bit,
Sure.
so that this camera can see what they are.
I was actually going to say, if you wanted, I mean, we can talk about it later. We can do it if we want, but throwing tape on the squads.
I thought about that, but I think we'll be fine.
Okay.
Well, yeah, let's start here then and make our way over to there. Though maybe sending someone this way to grab like the soul or something could be useful.
Yeah, I
The
don't think that we
traverser.
necessarily all need to head that way, but being in this location makes some people going that way.
Opening
Splitting up
the
can be dangerous.
sarcophagi also gets you souls.
Yeah, each one we open gets
That's
a soul.
true.
You open gets a soul.
That's true.
I think let's try this. We actually, because again, with some of these characters, they're good at fighting. When we go here and Jimmy summons some dudes, we'll be able to just kind of blast them.
And the mentalist can just bubble over to these souls, which is cool. This little double soul, maybe I'd call it a treasure or a trap. I don't know.
It's
But
tough, but yeah, it's surrounded. It might be hard to see on camera, but there's like a kind of pit around here, so you got to traverse that pit to get to these. But it's a good treasure.
with a skeleton.
Souls, these souls are nice. Souls are nice because they give you abilities as well as they can heal you as well.
Yeah, you can kind of in this angle. I think you can kind of see
the little pit.
where the pit starts. These are spaces you can stand in,
Yeah,
but this is
it's pit around it. Okay, well, why don't we? Maybe we could have the traverser. Let's start. Do you think it's worth going back and grabbing that, or just leave it for right now?
no. I think that's worth grabbing because there's nothing in the way. It should be quick.
Okay.
What's the negative of the sand? Did we talk about this?
Yeah.
So
If we die, it's only if we die in it.
there are a couple traps from the sarcophagi that will affect you if you're standing in it.
Sure.
But it is if a Cryptonaut dies on a Swallowing Sands space, destroy all their soul tokens and artifact cards they were carrying before placing their corpse token on that space. So
Normally.
normally you can loot a body and get all the stuff that your buddy was carrying, which makes the loss of a sixth of your team a little less terrible.
Right.
But
Because you have
case,
to get the knowledge out. So if
Yes.
someone with knowledge of death dies, you can go loot the knowledge from their
Right.
corpse.
in this case, it's less good because they'll keep the knowledge of death, but they'll lose the
Got it.
Whatever
everything
items.
else, any
Yeah,
items they
souls.
might have, any souls they might have.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it's worth. I
Just
think it's
going
worth
grabbing
going
that.
over there.
Okay, let's do that then. Maybe because the traverser, her squad can move over pits, so she can just hop right over and run back.
Okay.
So android, mentalist, traverser.
And
then
we go
maybe-
first, right?
Yeah, we go first.
So let's start. Oh, traverses right here. Okay,
yeah,
great.
and we'll maybe send an android with her, and then maybe the rest of you can kind of head out.
Well, I don't even know that the android. I mean, if she just goes in and out, right? We just.
How much she can move? Only 3. She's not that fast.
Well, if her squad.
5,
does
6.
anybody in her squad go faster?
I mean,
Because her whole squad can do it.
You're right. Yeah, android mentalist can also telekinesis.
Yeah, if he telekinesis them too, the android too, then the android can go the rest of the way.
The android can also, because android can move 4 on her own, she could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then next turn just head back.
Okay, sure.
Let's do that.
That sounds better.
Okay, cool. So let's have the android do that right away then. She
Go ahead.
gets 2 actions. First one is moving. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second one is moving. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Grab that
She'll
soul.
take that and she'll just hold on to it for right now. I don't think she needs to install it. When characters collect souls, they can just hold on to them as items, or they can install them into their suit to get those abilities I mentioned earlier.
I think on this camera you can see like there's space
Here,
right here.
you can just hold it here.
Yeah, so like you put the soul here and then they activate that ability.
Yeah, so now she
And
would have
then
access to that ability.
Some of them have these little teeth. Did you explain the teeth?
I did not. I figure I might when it comes up, but
Yeah.
yeah essentially
If you have the teeth one, it eats the soul, so you don't get to leave
it's a
it there.
one-time
You
use
it
per
once, yeah.
soul.
But yeah.
So android's got the soul.
And the nice thing is you can just drop it. It doesn't take any time to drop it in, right? So
Right,
if you just
installing
want
it's
if
a
you just
free
want to
action.
use it, you just drop it in and
Here.
use it. So it's nice not to have to pick, what you're going to use it on before you
So
use it.
android, we'll put that there. Android's done her move. It's retired.
Okay.
And then let's have, I guess, we want to make sure nothing gets summoned here, though, and nothing's going to be able to get over there. So that's fine. Android is fine there. The rest should maybe head this way. Someone can open up this door.
That should probably be next.
So we need...
So doors can only be opened by...
There are 2 kinds of doors. There are regular doors, like these, which can be opened by anyone. You just, as part of a move, you spend one of your movement points to open the door. And then there are arcane doors, which there are several on this map. Those only scientists and spellcasters can open. And characters have little icons in the upper left of their board to dictate what class they are. There are 4. It's like soldier, engineer, scientist, spellcaster. So this guy with the little nucleus spinning around is a scientist.
So
So
we've got
he can open doors.
we've got an engineer.
That's an engineer, or that's a scientist.
We have 3 engineers,
a gunman.
2 scientists, and 1 gunman. So we have a lot of people who can just open doors.
No, only 2. Only
Just the scientists.
scientists.
I thought engineer.
No, spellcasters.
Spellcast. We don't have any spellcasters.
No spellcasters.
We often don't pick spellcasters.
We don't.
been true
That's been
historically.
historically true.
And I thought about that when we were picking.
It's
and
not
then-
that they're
and then we
bad
didn't.
as a rule,
They're
just for
just
some
kinda
reason.
scary.
Yeah, because they have to roll for all their stuff.
Yeah, they're kind of weird.
Okay. Well, let's start moving this way then.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Maybe we want, because the Geist Hunter can go open this.
Yeah,
So, why don't we say the Geist Hunter started here then?
that's
Because
fine.
we're sort of formulating.
You get to pick your starting position
Yeah.
on the board, and so this first turn you can kind of like
Yeah, we play kind of loose with that.
You can kind of zhuzh it.
So, all right, Geist Hunter should go. What can he move? He can move 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then maybe 1, 2, open 3, and then 4 over to here.
Just pop out of the way.
Yeah, and then we can have kind of others move this way. Let's do the Mentalist. So who do we want to grab this soul in this artifact? The Mentalist Psychic Bubble's really good. We should get a soul in the Mentalist
Just
fast.
have him go do it.
So he could telekinesis himself. No, he cannot telekinesis himself. Oh, yes, he can. Or move this 5 spaces.
Yeah, so just do that and then move.
So he can, that's like once per turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then his second action is moving. 1, 2, we can only do 3. So that's fine.
He'll get him next turn.
Yeah.
The dentalist wins again.
Dentalist wins again.
Oh, we call him the dentalist because on his thing, I feel like the
The
M looks like a D to me.
yeah, the M kind of looks like a D.
So
with
we
the font
started
they
calling
use.
him the dentalist. for
Yeah.
that.
He
So
looks like
much-
he
so
also
much
kind
for
of
your
looks like he could be.
dentalist.
This is the guy that looks like he could be a dentist.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll give you a nice deep clean.
All right, so dentalist is gone. If we can find an R in here, here we go for retire. All right, then I guess let's just start stacking stuff up over here. Do we want to cut through the middle too to go grab stuff?
No, I
You
think
just think go around.
we go direct.
Let's
I
rush
mean,
there.
so it's hard because if we send everybody down this hallway, it's so tight.
It is.
So maybe that's not great, but with the mentalist, we can just fly over and grab this stuff. So, I don't know that it really matters.
Let's
I guess maybe sending people in here would be good because we get 2 more souls out of it.
we do. Maybe we have the gunner go in here and prepare just to kind of lock down that
That's a good
area.
idea. That's a good idea. And we don't. I actually forgot to even consider what this goddess does. So, like, are these important to goddesses? So these are, what are these called?
Monoliths.
These monoliths are around the board, and some goddesses like use them a lot, and some don't really use them a lot. And you
Yeah.
can destroy them, or you can not.
All
destroy them.
goddesses can use them in some way. Skazak specifically, they'll have extra health, and she can summon monsters next to them. So typically, there's
That's-
summoning rules.
So some of them
And she
use them
gets to break them.
very well, and some of them just use them not very
Right.
that you don't use them a lot. So this one sounds like it uses monoliths a lot. So maybe going in here and destroying that monolith might be a good move.
You said they have
too.
extra health.
Yes.
They have +1 health. Normally they have 3, so they have 4 in this case.
Yep.
Okay. Well, why don't maybe go in here then? The gunner can prepare, and then that'll allow time next round to kind of reconvene.
Let's do that.
Okay, so gunner's gonna move. Gunner has 4 move, so 1, 2, 3, 4. She could maybe just prepare here. We can go in there next round. What I don't know. What do you think? She can't get in there right now.
Opening the door is 2 movement.
She actually
right?
could if we had her starting over here.
Opening the door is 2 movement, right?
It's 1.
Oh.
So if we had the gunner start where the engineer was instead, she could go 1, 2, 3, 4,
prepare.
and then prepare.
Sure.
So we'll stick on
sounds good.
prepare.
Prepares the little Ninja Turtle.
Little ninja on there. I'll put it on the card. All right. Yeah, it's easier for us to parse right now if we have it here.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, and then we've got these 2 remaining.
Put it on this side.
Sure, so we can see it too. All right, engineer. So what does the engineer do again? The engineer increases range, gets a suit. So I don't know. She could just kind of get in position. It's important to note, monsters cannot get summoned within 5 spaces of a 5 spaces of a cryptonaut that can see that space. So you want to kind of position cryptonauts in areas where they can see a lot, so that the goddess can't summon monsters like right there.
Ends up being a huge part of the strategy.
Goddess, I will say the goddesses often have ways to break that rule.
They can.
That's
Okay.
true.
But yes, as a rule, that is... A lot of the goddess cards will mention the summoning distance rule, and that's what they mean.
Maybe engineer goes all the way up to here, and then traverse.
Can she see around the corner up there?
She can. She can go right there. How about?
Then-
She can make it. That.
Yeah,
she had
then that
enough
whole corner is off limits.
of- Okay.
We
And
could
then-
actually send somebody else into this door,
That's true.
just as to
The
to see
traverser
more
could go.
to see more spaces. Let me go to the board here.
Traverser could go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 'Cause she can go over pits.
It's pretty good. Then we can grab both of those souls with the 2 people
1,
in
2,
there.
3. 1, 2, 3. You can move diagonally in this game, which is very important. You can cross through things.
So the one thing too that's hard to remember for me is what skills the squad has. Wish a little note card might be worth.
I think that's going to be everyone. I
But-
think that's everyone that's gone now.
Everyone moved?
Yep.
Okay. Well, with that in mind, it is my turn.
Skazak.
Skazak. So I collected the power that I get. Some goddesses get a lot, some get none at all. I get 1 a turn. I have other ways of generating power. Notably, I get a hand of cards, and I draw a certain amount every turn, and I can discard some. I can play cards for the effect. I can play cards for a secondary effect called a mastery that they have. Those are permanent effects that stay into the game, or stay in the game. and I can discard them for 1 power. So if I want to play my big guy, like I would have to discard a couple cards or wait several turns.
Yeah. The goddess can play. It can be a long game. You don't.
Yes.
You don't just round 1 a million things pop up.
Right. That said, I'm gonna take a peek at some of my options here.
We lost the light.
We lost light. What did you do? What did you do, James?
I was looking at my options here.
Was on.
Can you turn it off and on? I guess I don't know.
Let me see what happened there.
Why that happened?
Power brick is still running.
Make sure everything's plugged in all the way. I guess. It's really
Did it
weird.
overheat or something?
I don't know.
It says like there's no battery in here, is there?
No, it's plugged in.
Yeah. The power brick is on.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's hanging. All right, well, I turned it back on and it worked.
It wouldn't be a phasing player stream without a couple audio video issues. The audio apparently is perfect.
That's good. That's good.
We had to have we had to have a light issue.
That's the first time I think a light has just turned off on us.
So that's,
and
yeah, that is a
I'm
first.
like concerned because this is like the gear I
You use this for work.
to work. So why did that just shut off in the middle?
All
of
right.
it?
All right,
What do you got going on,
play
James?
Call from the Grave for 1 power, and it lets me summon any number of monsters with a combined power cost of 3 or less for free.
So here's what a card looks
as
like.
opposed to
It's got a couple options on it.
Got like an evil looking skeleton man on it.
Yeah, little skeleton boy.
Okay.
And yeah, so the goddess cards usually have a couple of choices on how you want to use it, and James picked one of them.
that's true. So I'm gonna play a Crypt Hound right here, and typically that wouldn't be kosher because
It can be seen.
they can be seen. However, Skazak has the Entombed ability, which allows her to summon monsters next to any monolith.
Yeah, the monoliths are going to be a problem this game.
So brought a little line of sight,
Ooh.
line of sight thing here.
We've never had that before.
We used it for, what?
Band of Brothers, yeah. It's line of sight for range attacks in this game, or
But-
like what can see what.
To like watch the show.
Yeah. When we'd pause the show and measure
Like, is that
things.
Ross from Friends?
Let's see. Yeah, it
That's
is.
a real son of a bitch.
No, when you do line of sight to see where you can see into squares, it's very simple, unlike Imperial Assault, where you can just measure. You just
Don't-
measure
Don't get me
like
started.
center square to the center of another square. If it crosses through blocking terrain or characters, you don't see it. So, brought one of those along.
So you summoned a dog.
I summoned a dog.
Not a master dog.
Not a master dog. I was going to, well, you'll see.
Uh-oh.
But I'm going to summon a dog here. What kind of gun does that traverser have? An SMG? I don't see that
SMG,
kind of
3 range, 2 damage.
Actually summon the dog over here.
Okay.
Then I'm going to summon a Tomb Guardian
Okay.
right here.
Right next door.
All right. And
That's a lot of guys.
Well, that's...
So also, if people are looking at stuff here, if they have a white base on the bottom, those are Kryptonauts. I know it can be probably hard to differentiate for the pictures, but white base is a Kryptonaut, black base is a monster. Clear base is also a monster. In fact, clear base is a strong monster. James can have 1 master monster.
I'm going to discard 2 cards without any effect to draw 2 to gain 2 power.
Okay.
That's not power.
So apologies, we don't have a shot of like the goddess sheet or anything. We're a little limited on that. There's a lot of stuff in this game. Hard to show all of it.
I'm going to... You know what? I'm just going to get 1 power here. I'm going to play 13 Candles for the Mastery effect. So every card has... I forget what it's called, an immediate effect. Let's call it a spell effect, I think, which is the top one, and then a bottom one, which is a mastery. The mastery will remain in play forever.
Yeah.
So
Same sort of deal.
13 candles. Monsters have +1 maximum health. When this mastery is played, restore 1 health to each monster.
Okay.
None of my guys have been injured yet, but they're all a little healthier now. Something else that's kind of crazy about the goddesses, they have multiple effects of a lot of cards, so I discarded another 13 candles from my hand. You can stack the mastery effects, so you can, if I were to get this back in my hand and play it for the mastery again, all my monsters would have 2 maximum.
Which is not cool.
Which is
Terrible.
pretty wild.
You get out of control.
Fucking stupid.
And then I'm going to play Encroaching Ivory, which lets me attach a Blessing of Bones to a non-master monster.
Of course, a Blessing of Bones.
So Blessing of Bones
Classic Blessing of Bones.
are unique to Skazak. She has these, the Ring of Bone, the Amulet of Bone, and the Crown of Bone. And they're all unique items that can go on monsters to empower them or on Kryptonauts to debuff them in some way.
Really, you know, we said that the goddesses start slow, but Jimmy's playing like 8 cards here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Goddesses are limited by power that they have to play cards, but they are for the case of Skazak, a bunch of cards that cost 0 power. So she's able to just play like obviously 4 or 5 of them.
And I'm going to put
Shout out Bruiser Brody also. Rest in peace.
let's get away from that. Who's Bruiser Brody?
He's a wrestler. He's a wrestler from the 80s.
No, I mean
70s.
obviously he's wearing just underwear.
Yeah.
And on your body. So
Right.
The
it's
shirt also
clearly-
has a skull on it.
it's rude.
So, you know, it makes
Right.
sense.
So
So
I'm gonna
Bruiser
put-
Brody, he's like a legendary wrestler, wrestled in like All Japan Pro Wrestling.
Really?
Crazy man.
Never heard
He'd
of him.
run into the audience and like terrorize the audience, and everyone would run from him.
I never heard of him.
Oh yeah, he's awesome. He's killed. He was stabbed by a man in a locker room.
That's
He
why-
died?
Yeah, he was stabbed when he was in his like 30s.
Why did they stab him?
There's a lot
It's
of
part of a
reasons.
storyline.
there's a bunch of theories.
That's just the way it goes.
All right, I'm attaching the Ring of Bone to my Tomb Guardian, so it has +1 aim, so it can hit it easier. And it has +1 damage. So
And which one is that?
The Tomb Guardian.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I'm actually gonna assign it. Right there's fine.
If you want to slap him with the clear thing, maybe so we know that that one's the special one.
Yeah.
Game comes with a single clear base that you can use to notate
Yeah.
when stuff is empowered. Okay, that's all your stuff?
Yeah, that's all my stuff.
You
We
finally
move to
done?
the
Jeez Louise.
cleanup phase after that.
Okay.
Which I don't think
so
anything happens on this map. Your prepared markers. go.
Prepared marker goes away because that's what happens in the cleanup phase. And there's nothing else to really do, so Kryptonaut's turn again. Well, we should grab this stuff like we were gonna.
Yeah.
And then probably we want to start blasting these guys, get rid of them.
Blast him.
Blast them. Let's have the Mentalist grab this first. He's right here, that's what he's doing. Grab both
The
of those things.
Mentalist? Yeah.
1,
Did
2.
you shuffle these?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
So he's gonna, from here, go 1, 2, 3. He's grabbing both of these, the soul and the artifact token. So the soul, he'll take and actually just straight up install it into Psychic Bubble, because Psychic Bubble rules. It gives him armor.
Lets him fly.
It lets him fly. It gives him armor, and it gives him extra movement. So he can move further. He's harder to hurt, but once he's hit, he loses the Psychic Bubble until the end of the cleanup phase.
As you can tell, Scott's a real dentalist stan.
Yeah. So his +2 move, I should be clear, is only when he is targeted by telekinesis. So instead of moving himself 5 spaces with telekinesis, now he can move himself 7 spaces with telekinesis, which is a lot, I should say. Most of these people can move like 3 and 4 spaces a turn.
7 spaces is
He can
wild.
move 7 and then
Yeah.
regular move himself another 3. So he can get 10 spaces in a turn, going over pits. He's wild. He's crazy. And then this artifact, this little artifact token. This token is going to be just set aside. We don't need it anymore. And we're going to draw from this artifact deck. And it's also going to give us a knowledge of death. So that's 1/3 of the way towards victory. The artifacts also are going to be items that are more powerful. Give us some new abilities. So I've drawn this one. Mike, if you want to go ahead and flip me on the side camera here, we have Mortuary Drape. It's a death shroud. While between realms, this Kryptonaut is unyielding, has +2 armor and +1 move. And I can eat a soul to restore the Kryptonaut to maximum vitae. So this is an item now that the Mentalist has access to. He can also give it to other people. Hand it off. Between Realms is the step before death. The way death works in this game, once you're reduced to 0 vitae is what they call kryptonite health. Once you're reduced to 0 vitae, you become Between Realms. It cuts your actions down to 1 per turn instead of 2 per turn, and any more damage you take kills you. That's how kryptonite is removed from the game. With the Death Shroud now, while the Mentalist is Between Realms, he's actually a little harder to kill and actually moves even further. So there's maybe some benefit to him living life on the edge Between Realms. And he can also restore himself to maximum vitae by eating a soul. So, Mentalist, we'll hang on to that. So that's his turn. He's done. Oh, no, he's not. He has one more move, actually. And then he should get up into the action.
You also need to draw a Knowledge of Death.
Oh, you're right. Knowledge of Death. Acid Spores. Should we read the flavor on these?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, in your focus upon your mission, you don't notice a patch of large mushrooms at your feet. A dense spore cloud arises from them as your heavy boots crush their caps, obscuring your vision. Although your suit is sealed, you are disturbed to see that the miasma you've kicked up appears to be eating holes in the anti-radiation coating on the outside of your suit. If it can do that, what will it do to the air filters? You seal the vents and switch on backup oxygen, but the distinct smell of mold begins to filter in anyhow. You steel yourself against the hallucinations you've heard cryptonauts talk about from Mycothis-type contaminants, Mycothis being another goddess. Hopefully, the vent covers will hold out long enough for you to escape the cloud with only a microdose. Your eyes dilate, and the walls begin to breathe. Now, if you think that should be affecting the gameplay somehow, there is a rulebook that would say what card number 10 does.
Card number 10, there would be additional flavor text for the goddess player to read, and then...
And there are options, right?
Yeah, you either make choices or roll some dice. Right. It depends on what it is.
I like that a lot, actually. I mean, not to say that we should have played with it, because clearly this is already going to be a long game. But
less tactical and more thematic. Is definitely... Because, there are some that are like, your kryptonite dies, right? And that's not, like, a fun thing to draw. But, it really depends on the sort of experience I think you're trying to have.
Definitely. There are a lot of optional rules in this game to use for that kind of thing. Personally, I like the tactical stuff, but, again, we'll talk about that later. So Mentalist is now going to move his second move. Maybe, do you think we should get into a little scuffle in here, or do you think we should?
Yeah, I mean that's where the monsters are, and I think at least
maybe have some go in there and some move through.
At least half our crew should be dealing with these monsters, so the rest can.
Well, why don't we have?
Those guys should go that way.
These guys can keep going this way.
And then the android can come in and help them. Android's a good one to help them too.
4.
Oh, and the android has this soul. This is good.
Just hasn't done anything with Ant.
Yeah, but it's gonna be good for later.
She should move. We got a cool dog barking outside the door.
One of the Cryptons.
Ooh, yeah, you got your Cryptons in here.
You want to let Benji in just so he can say hi, and then I can send him out. He gets jealous when
he
can't say hi.
Benji, don't go that way.
Benji, come here. Benji, come here. Come here, bud. Come here. Benji, come here. There's too much going on.
Benji, we have enough tech issues without you knocking out the cables.
Here, I'm going to get you in the camera so you can say hi.
Say hi, Benj.
And then you can go.
We got a dog here to say hi.
Look, and he's black and white.
Oh my god, it's perfect.
Yeah. What a terrifying spectral dog.
Yeah, he is really terrifying.
This evil hound.
Good boy, Benji. All right.
Nice cameo, Benj.
Yeah,
thank you, Benji.
It's boring in here. He'll get out of here. Doesn't smell like food. Leave it cracks. He'll bark again if you don't.
All right. So the Mentalist is here. We should start doing stuff with these guys.
Oh yeah.
The android needs to get over too. Why doesn't the android go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8?
Yeah.
Because she can go over pits, so she can make that move. Just get her in the action, you know.
Yeah, and then Traverser and Gunner can Gunner. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, hold on a second. Oh man, this monolith is in the way. I was gonna say, what if the android stops here instead, hands off the soul, Gunner puts it in shower of shells, and then goes here and shoots everything.
Yeah. I mean, they could, because Can they? Or I guess is taking the soul an action?
Well, the android's second action could be like giving it to you.
Yeah, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, but then they can't see the second guy.
The traverser could go next and destroy the monolith.
That's a good idea.
How much health do the monoliths have?
4.
Okay, so we would just take both attacks. It's doable.
That'd be good.
Then she can just walk in here and bang, 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 bang.
I love it.
That would be 2 damage to them both.
What do they have? 3?
No.
The Cryptowns have 4. This actually it has 5 because of 13 candles.
Is there any
The
way for us to
tomb-
get rid of this, or is it just now for the rest of the
For
game?
the rest of the game.
All the cryptos have.
This
Terrible.
It's terrible. Like, these are the kind
The
of
Tomb
things...
Guardian has 7 health and armor.
These are the kind of
because
things
they're
that the
a
goddess
door
can
and a
do
monolith.
that make this, like, feel terrible. Which,
hard.
I mean, is part of the fun of the game. But
Right,
it's like...
yeah.
right. Trying to navigate these difficult situations.
Right. Yeah, I think that's a good idea, though. I think kill the monolith. Kill the monolith is good anyway, so getting rid of it
Yeah.
is a benefit.
Just trying to think if maybe it makes more sense to kill this Tomb Guardian right now.
He's the one with 5?
He's got 7 health and armor.
He's
7 health?
Yeah,
He has 6 usually.
Jeez.
And
Louise.
Because of this,
Okay, yeah, let's just
He's
kill
got
that guy.
7.
blast him up.
There's, I mean,
and if
two-
he's near doors, or monoliths, he has armor.
let's
and
see.
plus 1 damage.
Let's see if we can kill him. Oh, he has armor if he's near a monolith. So if we destroy
Or
the-
doors.
If
Or
we
doors.
destroy the monolith,
Maybe we still destroy the monolith then.
yeah, then he doesn't have armor, which is good.
Okay. Let's do that.
Okay.
So maybe the Traverser double shoots this. Dead. You don't have to roll for shooting monoliths. You just do damage to them
any
when they die.
destroyable object.
So that's dead. That means the Traverser is done with her actions unless she wants to blow some stamina. Characters have stamina. You can spend some of it to take extra actions in a turn.
As well as reroll attacks.
As well as reroll attacks. That's true.
It's the kind of thing that made this fall right into place with IA because you can. It's like pushing.
Mhm.
It felt very similar.
Yeah. Yeah, just like an IA, you can't... There's plenty of scenarios that you can't get out of without pushing, and I feel like this is the same thing. There are certain situations where you're like, no, if I don't
You have to.
push to move again,
Right.
we lose.
So what do you think? You think the gunner just goes and starts shooting? And the gunner can stand at the door and hit both of them from here. Just not right now because she doesn't have that shower of shells, but just
I don't think she should do shower shells. She should just shoot the guy with 7.
actually shooting to get here. Okay, just go there and shoot.
She's not gonna kill him, I guess.
How far can she move? She can move 4.
Wait, how far away can the mentalist move someone?
He can move people 3.
3 from him.
He already took 2 moves though.
Oh, he's done.
Yeah, this
I
person's
forgot.
done.
I forgot.
Yeah. I think I mean
You're not gonna kill. Should we take the easy kill?
the Crypthound
What does he have?
4,
5.
5. Yeah, the Crypthounds are kind of tough.
It's not even an easy kill.
We're not gonna kill him in one shot, but we can kill him in 2.
Whatever you think.
I think we gotta just start dealing damage. Let's have the gunner move, and yeah, maybe shoot or prepare. If the gunner prepares, she gets armor, and she'll still get a shot if they do anything.
Do they have ranged attacks?
No.
Only my big boy.
Spectro.
Yeah, I think maybe that's a good idea. But they're not going to attack her.
We could get the Geist Hunter up and start shooting too. Maybe we do need to focus these people this way.
Yeah.
I think maybe get the Geist Hunter in too. We can have him start shooting.
Okay.
Because he can shoot through walls too, which is nice.
Yeah, let's focus fire though. Just make sure let's
Yeah.
do it on the same person. But
So if the
yeah.
Geist Hunter goes here, 1, 2, 3, 4, he can shoot that person for 2 damage.
So let's have both of them shoot the crypto
The Crypt Hound or the
No,
Guardian?
The Guardian.
Okay. Okay, so Gunner.
Yeah, the Guardian is this one.
Yeah, this.
And the Crypt Hound
clear
is
base
behind
one.
it.
So Gunner. Can the Gunner see from right there? No. It's
No,
that
that
corner.
wall's in the way.
So Gunner is gonna have to move a little. Maybe the Gunner goes. The Gunner could just go 1 to here. Do we want to kill this one, or we could actually? We can't kill either. We can't do 5 damage this round.
We're gonna do 4 at most.
Yeah, which we will.
We could get the Crypt Hound down to
No,
almost
let's
dead.
let's hit this thing.
Okay.
So Gunner, let's have the Gunner shoot that. Move there, shoot.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to roll. What is the Gunner's attack? The Gunner has an attack of 5. A 6 always fails. A 1 always succeeds. You need to get equal to or less than the result. So in this case, anything but a 6 is fine. Let's roll. We got a 3. No problem at all. So that's going to hit for 2 damage. So to stick 2 of those nearby.
You're shooting my Tomb
The
Guardian?
Tomb Guardian.
Yep.
And then the Geist Hunter could go 1, 2, 3 to here. And because of... oh, no, he doesn't have tachyon beams yet. Never mind. Hold on. So this person should have actually probably gone 1 further up.
They had 4,
Yeah, that's
so.
fine.
Yeah, they could easily. So he can move for free. He can do a free action of 2 moves in the round. So 1, 2 as a freebie. And then he could go 1, 2, 3, 4 right to there and shoot.
Yeah.
Make
that sounds
sense?
good. Yep,
Okay, so
works.
he's shooting on a 4, so anything but a 5 or 6 hits. We got a 2. So that also hits for 2 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the engineer remaining. So the engineer
I think the engineer should head that way.
with the mentalist.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe the engineer goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and then prepare.
That's a good idea.
Is that legit?
Mm-hmm. I gotta say, it is pretty surreal playing this on a real board.
I actually
We've
can't believe
played
we're,
it so much on Tabletop Simulator.
For whatever reason, this turn it was like,
It's your turn, then,
what
yeah.
is happening?
I collect 1 power.
It's a
I
good-looking
draw
game.
2 cards.
It is.
I
really
think
good.
the production is pretty attractive.
Yeah, I actually we talked about this, but I did not expect these to be this big.
Oh yeah, they're huge.
I thought they were gonna be a little smaller, but I like how big they are, aside from table space. But I think we can pass this soul maybe to the Geist Hunter,
Give him the shoot through walls.
so he can shoot through walls.
Not a bad idea.
Are these
Tachyon beam's good.
Are these worth having?
Some of them are good. Emergency teleport on the android, yeah. And revitalization serum too. It heals 2 health instead of 1.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, doubles the effectiveness. The android.
Actually, maybe that's worth it.
The android is
'Cause
good
we're
at
about,
healing.
I mean, we're about to get lit up.
I don't think his guys do that much damage. Crypt
Yeah,
Hounds
okay.
do 1, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and so do his other ones.
This guy's actually
Do we have
doing
anybody with
3
armor?
damage right now.
Oh, because you upgraded him with something.
Yeah, he's got this Ring of Bone, and he's near doors.
That's it. Ring of Bone. So we
Ring
gotta.
the bone.
How close to the doors do you have to be?
Within 3.
Okay. So he's gonna hit hard, which is not
Mhm.
great, but that's okay. So James's dudes get 2 actions in a round. Hey bud.
Hello.
He gets 2 actions in a round with his guys as well, except for the turn he summons them. He only gets 1 when he summons them. So usually he'll summon monsters and then they have to like walk up to us.
Yeah, I could have moved them on that last turn, but I feel like having them sort of tucked away maybe
Yeah.
protected them a little more.
There can be a bit of a trick of, do we ignore his monsters and just move past them, or do we go kill them? And I think we've tried ignoring them in the past, and we end up
Doesn't work.
We end up getting overrun.
Yeah, because they're pretty mobile too. I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
All right, my Tomb Guardian's going to move straight up to here, and I'm
Who's he punching?
going to punch, I think, the Gunner?
Okay. Take a swing with this gunner right here.
Yeah.
So what do you need to hit?
I need to hit a...
4.
They have an aim, but I have an extra aim because of the Ring of Bone.
Okay, so that hits.
So their spear will do 3 damage to the Gunner.
It's a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Gunner has 4 health, so it's gonna be 3 damage done. I'm just gonna stick it on her sheet, just because otherwise this is gonna get very messy. So she has taken 3 damage right here.
Somebody asked the question about how this plays with 2. We haven't done that yet.
I think it would work well with 2, to be honest. Yeah.
There are also small boards that are meant for like a one-on-one.
There are. I can't reach it right now,
Yeah.
but yeah, if you want to do one on like a short map, like a shorter game, the game comes with 2 small maps that are like a quarter of the size of this big one.
I'll say, I think, aside from the fact that I don't like... I mean, it's meant to be co-op, and I like the ability... I think you need the ability of 2 brains against the goddess, because the goddess, I feel like, is very powerful.
Yeah, I'll agree.
And I think you need the tactical help of 2 people to make that... to equal that out. But if you are particularly engaged and looking at everything, I think it could be fine. I think it would be fine.
I could see a map like this being good with, or a game like this being good with 2, but I agree, Mike. Having someone to bounce ideas off of is a lot of the fun. Mechanically, though, it doesn't change at all with different players.
Anything,
It's 100% the same mechanically at 2 players, 3 players, or 4 players.
The goddesses are just punishing.
Yeah,
They are gonna,
they're tough.
Yeah, they're just tough.
Alright, I discarded a card to get a power. I'm going to spend a power on Communion to attach any...
Sounds nice.
that
It's a friendly communion.
Yeah.
It's not bad at all.
Any Blessing of Bones onto...
How many blessings
Monster?
of bones
There
are
are
you
3
planning on
total.
doing?
I'm going to put the Amulet of
God.
Bone.
You can have more than one out at once.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I don't see anything that says otherwise.
Okay.
And usually it's pretty straightforward about
Maybe
that.
somebody can tell us. So
And-
now this Guardian is
he's-
jacked.
This is your boss monster.
Yeah, he has extra armor, and in the upkeep phase, he'll start healing. He also heals 2 health from putting that on because of the effects of Communion.
So how much damage has he taken so far?
2.
He's
Out of
taken 2.
his, yeah, he's taken 2 of his 7.
Okay. I'm gonna give you
7?
one of these instead.
Okay.
I think that's supposed to be bleeding or something.
Yeah. It's for the other goddess.
Oh, you're
the chalice.
That's right.
And then I'm gonna have the Crypt Hound run up and take a chomp out of the gunner.
Gunner's getting beat up. What do you hit on?
3.
Okay, not great. You need a 1, a 2, or a 3 to hit.
Mhm.
You got a 5.
And I get a 5.
Did not hit.
Unlike the Cryptos, I don't get the ability to reroll anything.
Yeah.
You didn't hit?
Thank God.
That's right.
That is rare,
Yeah.
I feel like.
There was
Especially
one.
on
I
those
remember
5
there
and
was
6.
one
Oh my
that I
God,
was
dude.
like, I missed every single time.
You're
You
rolling
guys just, like,
6s on everything.
Yeah, you just like ran away with it. It was like,
Yeah.
well, that was cool.
Okay, so back to our turn then.
It is back to your turn.
This clears.
We hit the upkeep phase before your turn, and this guy heals.
He heals a little
11
bit.
damage.
Great. That's what I love to see. Okay.
So, we gotta kill this Guardian. This
Android-
guy is getting too good.
Android should heal the gunner first.
He's only got 1 damage.
No, she's 3 damage. There's a 3 on that.
He has 3 damage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she has to get healed.
Definitely heal.
Android could put the soul
install it.
and
Install it and heal too. Yeah.
double heal.
That's a good idea. So we're gonna go 1 here. We're gonna install this soul on.
Yeah.
So the Android can already do medical backpack, which is a heal 1.
And the first time you use it in a round, it's a free action.
Nice. And then now it heals a +1
So it'll heal 2.
because we've put the soul that the Android picked up earlier. Now we've installed it into this thing.
So now she's ready to just
Now she can heal 2.
stick it in and go for it.
So the first time you do it, it's a free, and then you can do it again.
Then you can do it again. So you could heal 3 times in a round if you wanted.
You could heal 6 damage in a round now with this
Yep.
installed. That's
Yep.
pretty good.
Yep. Android's
So-
pretty good at healing. Something I do like about this game a lot is the Kryptonauts. Some of their powers upgrade so powerfully. It's great. You can really make a lot of these guys have big power swings. But I mean, you're seeing too that the goddesses can do the same. Suddenly, we have a very hard to kill, Tomb Guardian here.
Yeah.
Normally they're tough, but now this one's like he has more health, hits really hard, heals every round.
He's got more armor now.
Has more armor. Great. You didn't have to tell me that. So okay, yeah. Android, install the soul.
Yeah, he has 2 armor now.
Free action heal to heal 2. And then maybe she just heals again to get up to full health. Because if that thing's hitting you for 3 damage, you've taken 1. That 1 more hit's killing you. Or not killing, but knocking you to...
I think she should shoot it.
Well, Android has to finish her turn.
Yeah.
I think the android should shoot it.
I'll tell you this.
But I think all of
The Tomb
these.
Guardian currently has 2 armor, which means you need an attack with piercing or an attack that does 3 damage to do any damage.
Okay.
How are we going to kill this thing?
Well,
Do we run?
Just ignore it.
Because at this point,
oh man, I would love to get some attacks of opportunity or breakaway rolls or whatever.
Yeah, breakaway.
but like we can't hit it. How are we going to hit this fucking thing?
Your Geist Hunter gets an attack with smiting. Oh no, smiting.
Smiting's through walls.
Is through walls.
Android actually could do surgical array with piercing.
Mm-hmm.
That hit for 3 damage,
Well, we
ignoring
need
armor.
another soul.
Right. The engineer has a piercing attack, or can get a piercing attack rather.
Yeah, engineer can get one. Piston axe.
And yes, the dentalist has a
Pearl
really
on
terrible range
Yeah.
or aim, but
You gotta get awaken pineal gland. Okay, well here's what we can do.
This isn't looking good already.
We have like one monster in here and we're terrified of it.
yeah.
Well,
There's 2 monsters.
How do you have 2
He's got the good
armor?
guy good cards
It's
out.
wild.
So okay, no, here's what
This
we can
gives
do.
him an armor, and then he's near a door. So
Within 3 of the door. And smash the door.
Does the door have to be open or
Just has
closed?
to
It
exist.
just has to
Just
exist.
So this room is the perfect spot for this fucking guy because there's 3 doors.
Well, here, yeah, there are a lot of doors. Here's what we can do. Instead of installing this in there, we can install it here, only heal her 1. Have Android do a second, or then have both of Android's attacks be that. That would hit for 6 damage, if both hit.
That is a good idea.
She's vulnerable still, so she would only heal 1 instead of 2 with that free heal.
I think that's fine. I think if we don't
We
get
got
rid
it
of this
because
guy,
he's put so much energy into that.
if we don't get rid of this guy, then we are going to be dealing with this guy for the rest of the game.
You're right, and it's going to tie up 4 of our cryptos here.
I think if we have a chance to kill him,
Okay.
we kill him now.
Okay.
I am going to run to the bathroom.
Go for it. So, yeah, keep the shot there. So what we're doing instead, again, we play this game a little fast and loose. Not that we're breaking rules, but that as long as no new information comes out, as long as nothing's been rolled, as long as nothing is like... As long as we can't go back, basically, easily, it's okay to, like, reevaluate what we've done. So instead of installing this soul that the android had into the revitalization serum in order to double heal, we're instead going to install it into surgical array, which is an ability she has that allows her to do more damage, and it's piercing, which means it ignores armor. So that's important because it turns out we realize this Tomb Guardian is so defensible. Being able to ignore armor and do extra damage is very important. And if we can kill that, that will also help the gunner survive, not just healing her. So Android did the free heal on gunner already, healed 1. So she, instead of having 3 out of 4 damage dealt, she has 2 out of 4 damage dealt now. Install in surgical array, and then we're going to surgical array against the adjacent Tomb Guardian. She hits on a 4, not great, but she also has 5 stamina, which is pretty good.
Right.
So she can reroll. So I need a 4 or less. Got a 3. So
Great.
3 damage, ignores all armor. And then she's going to go make another attack. How much health do you have left?
3.
Okay, so if I hit this, she's dead. Or the Tomb Guardian's dead. Got a 3 again.
Okay.
So dead Tomb Guardian, thank God. Sorry
Yeah.
Mike wasn't here to celebrate.
I will use the Eternal Life ability that Skazak has.
Okay.
If a monster would be killed by a Kryptonaut, Skazak may spend 1 power to set that Kryptonaut's health to 1 instead.
The monster.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not the
Did I say
Kryptonaut.
No, did I say Kryptonaut?
You did. Instead of killing it,
Yeah.
you kill the Kryptonaut.
Yeah. That would be great.
That would be no, it would not be great. That would be bad. That'd be very negative. Okay, so then you have 1 health left.
That's right. You could
I think
push to attack again.
I might have to. So with stamina, you can use 1 stamina to re-roll a missed attack, which I did not miss. You can also spend 2 to do another action. And you can do that multiple times a turn. If you run out of stamina, it's not good. Yeah, so Mike,
I can see why.
the android hit both times, did enough to kill it, but James used, I think, his last power to use the Eternal Life ability Skazak has that instead leaves the dead monster with 1 health.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to have the android spend 2 stamina in order to make another attack.
Yeah, I think that is a good move.
Because nothing else here can do 3 damage.
Again, we need to get rid of that
We got
fucking
him.
guy.
And for the cost of hopefully 2 stamina, we can do it.
Yeah, perfect.
All right,
Let's
spending
do
2
it.
stamina. Go ahead and spend 2. And roll this. Again, need a 4 or less. Got a 1. That's not a hit. So,
Scott,
thing's dead. Thank
tell us how
Christ.
stamina works a little bit.
I talked about it a little.
Did you?
It's just another stat that people have.
How do
Actually,
you get rid of them again?
if we're going to look at this here. So this is what a crypto sheet looks like. They've got at the top their vitae, which is their health, max health. Below it is a lightning bolt, that's stamina. Then they have a crosshair, which is their aim. That is what you're rolling against to hit anything. And then they have a boot, which is their movement speed. That's how many squares they can move in one move action. Then below that, they have a weapon. The weapon has range, which is a little radar. That's how many squares away they can hit. And then it has a little burst that has a number that's damage they deal. And then sometimes they have other things too, like knockback, or if it's melee, it'll be like a big gauntlet here. That means it's not ranged. So the android has 5 stamina. I just spent 2 of it to do another action.
How do you get rid of the stamina?
You rest. It is an action you can take. There's these handy little player aids that tell you the things you can do. And one of them is resting. If you rest, it's all of your actions for the round. So you can't do something then rest. You just rest as the thing you're doing. You recover all lost stamina and 2 vitae.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I needed a refresh.
No, that's good. I sort of forgot about resting as well.
It's not good. Okay.
Okay, so Android did the thing, saved the day.
Do it again. No, did it again.
Benjamin coming to that
He's
again.
sneaking in.
All right. So now, what about the Crypt Hound? Do you think we should start shooting that?
Yeah, I think we're surrounding it. I think let's try to kill it or put some damage on it at least.
We also maybe want to go grab this soul while we're in here. Both of them. The Traverser the grappling gun is good. The Tachyon beam for the Geist Hunter is good.
How much does the Crypt Hound have? How much health?
5 health.
No armor though.
No armor. Doesn't hit
So
terribly
we could
hard.
kill that this round. We can do 5 damage amongst these 3 extra people in here.
Let's kill it, and then if whoever's left has actions, let's
go grab stuff.
grab stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Who does anyone here benefit for killing them more?
And who hits hardest?
They all hit for 2. The Gunner hits on a 5, so she has the best chance of hitting.
Yeah. Is there anybody that could grab a soul so this one can grab? Could they grab the soul and do more damage?
No. Gravity Pickaxe is good for killing doors and monoliths,
Oh, okay.
which is, by the way, good. Going to kill his monoliths.
Is killing
nice.
killing doors would be good too for
Against
this fucking guy when he comes back.
Though his masteries are gone, his bone things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Once the dude died, they went away.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I have ways.
he's
to,
gonna
like,
get-
half
Yeah,
my
you-
cards
you
out.
just-
he's
you just
gonna
have to
get
do
him
it.
again.
Of course.
So we need to prepare for that. But yes, let's kill him with whoever.
Gunner is the
whoever's
best
here.
chance of hitting. Here, why don't you go ahead and roll, Ben? Gunner's standing right next to him. You can just blast.
What do I need to hit?
Anything but a 6. 4. Perfect. So it's 2
Oh.
damage. You could just shoot again, and then it's 1 hit away from dying. 3.
That's a 3.
No problem. So that's 2
4
hits.
damage.
Mm-hmm.
Then
That's the Traverser.
that's the Traverse. No, that was the Gunner.
Sorry, the Gunner.
And then we could have.
Let's have the Traverser. Who else is in here?
Geist Hunter, Traverser, Android's gone already.
Geist Hunter.
Geist Hunter could do it.
Geist Hunter do it and then go get the
Oh,
soul.
because Geist Hunter can move 2 for free anyway, so
1, 2, and get him there.
nobody gets him on the way.
Let's have Geist Hunter kill him
Okay,
and then
you have the die right there. Why don't you roll it?
go get
He needs a 4 or less, so no 5, no 6. It's a 4. Perfect.
Great.
It's been great rolls. Mike, I'll say this. On Tabletop Sim, you have terrible luck with rolling.
That's true.
I'm glad that this is not
While,
translating.
and I still think there's a little bit of a rig going on.
Oh boy. You think the fix is in?
I think that they're rigging it for me. But, I don't know.
Okay.
Graham and James understand the scripting a little bit better, maybe. Than
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Geist Hunter now
I
will take
definitely had the fix was in.
I hated it.
1, 2 free action, and then he's going to move. He has a 4 move. So 1, grab this. 2, 3, 4. I guess it's back in here.
Yeah.
No need to
And
install
actually,
it. Yeah,
do we have anybody that can open that?
Oh,
the only
you know
person that
what?
can open that is this one.
We're stupid. We
What?
should have had him go grab this first, because if he kills a monster with his weapon, another crypto in the squad gets a soul token. So he could have got an
The
extra
Geist
soul.
Hunter?
Yeah. Oh well.
Do we want to say we did that?
Nah, because
again, not new
they have to
info.
break away.
Oh, the roll too.
You have to break.
Oh,
away,
you have to
though.
break away.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's rules.
Well,
you have
I
to
don't know that we would have broken away anyway. So.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Basically, if we had to have made rolls, I say we can't really go back.
I agree.
That's fine.
That's I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
I
So
think
all
it
right,
works.
just gotta remember that. Okay, then the traverser can go grab this one.
Yes, that works.
Let's actually have the guys enter on here, right? Because he went 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
Because then he
that's
can
fine.
open that next turn.
That's perfect.
Traverser.
And I was going to say, opening this is okay because we have people who can cross.
We do.
And we have the mentalist coming
Mentalist can
down the pipe.
zip
They
right
can-
over. They still have to move too. So the traverser will go 1, 2, and grab this, and then 3.
don't
Maybe
know.
she can pick up the gravity pickaxe right now if she wanted.
Sure. Well, when she needs it,
She could also just smash it with gravity pickaxe.
Yeah, that's probably.
She could do that this turn.
That's probably a better.
Then it's not there for monsters or whatever,
Yeah, and we can see.
and we can see through there. It's harder to summon.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so then she'll install, I think.
And then she can go and kill this monolith.
She'll also be able to pick this up next turn to put it in something else.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, so pick that up, and then her second action is busting.
I don't know which camera's better for showing the board.
I think they're both okay for different things.
If anybody has any,
If anyone has
any input on which camera of the board is better for
top
like
down or
seeing
angle.
the things, that would be good info for later.
All right, and then we have these two fellas to go. So we have engineer,
I think this one's good. Yeah.
engineer here, and mentalist here. Mentalist should be able to grab some of these this turn. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1, 2, 3.
What
Both.
do you usually put them in for the mentalist?
Honestly, I usually hold on to one for hurl object or awaken pineal gland if I need it, but he doesn't need them so much. He can just get them right
I
now.
feel like the engineer.
The engineer could use some maybe. Ceramic suit makes her tough.
That could be good. Piercing. I mean, we're gonna.
I mean,
need,
dude, we've also talked shower of shells. Could be useful.
That's true. We're gonna need piercing though.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's clearly got armor to spare. So maybe the mentalist can fly the engineer over there?
Yes. Nah, not this turn.
Not yet. Oh,
Because I can only use telekinesis once around. And I can't get to a position to TK her without it.
So then he should just go do it.
He could. Yeah, I guess he should just go do it himself. That's easiest.
He can bring
So,
him back over and share.
She's going to have to move first. The engineer cannot open this. We need the mentalist. No, mentalist can't either. The android and the Geist Hunter can open that.
That's gonna be a issue later, but we'll figure that out.
You know, here's what we'll do. We'll get the mentalist over here. And then one of those two can go here, and mentalist can telekinesis.
Just have the engineer prepare. Go right up to the next to the door, maybe like right here,
Stand on it.
and just prepare.
Okay, that's a good idea. A little prepare action.
And then
Prepare ski.
the mentalist can just go grab
1,
those
2,
souls.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then because he's part of the squad with the traverser, he can ignore pits.
He's
So-
also got the psychic bubble.
You're right, he also has psychic bubble. So he's just going to go grab both these. Fantastic.
Lousy
Oh,
with
yeah.
souls over
It's
here.
covered in them.
Is that everyone?
That's everyone. Your turn, James.
Gonna collect a power, draw 2 cards.
Top down feels good, they say.
You like that better?
Like, yeah, I like that sucker right there.
Okay. Good note. Good to know. This is why I like the people cam though. You see the deciding,
gears
the
turning.
facial decisions.
No,
happening.
I do like to have some of that too, yeah. You gotta have a good mix.
Well, I don't watch a ton of streams. I watch a few, but some of them they stay on the overhead the whole time. I feel like you can get lost where like
Yeah.
what's happening or who's talking or why.
You know,
or
board games are
whatever.
about people. You want to see those people.
I agree.
You wanna see those people.
That's why I play 'em.
Also, if you want to switch to me again, shout out Bruiser Brody.
Again. Also, Scott, Kryptonite. I gave you your lower third.
Oh, you gave me the lower third. I thought you were saying do the mentalist kryptonite face.
No. I was saying you got your lower third now. I haven't used them enough, so I'm trying to force myself to use them. See here,
That's
let's
good. So
do,
people know who I am.
While Jimmy's deciding here,
Right.
here we go. James is a goddess, as you can see.
Oh, you're using the little
I'm
face.
discarding a card to get a power.
Goddess.
I'm gonna play Crypt Cackle.
Give me your best crypt cackle.
Ha 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 ha.
I'd give it a 5.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
good. Out of 5.
A 5,
Right.
wow, that's
Yeah,
pretty
that's
good.
great.
Jeez.
Thank you.
Congratulations, award winning.
If no Kryptonauts are within 2 spaces of it, replace a destroyed monolith or a destroyed door.
Wait, what is this? What did you say?
If no
I think we
Kryptonauts
show
are within 2 spaces
The Crypt Cackle.
of that monolith,
What? Come on, bro. You want to count? You
Yeah.
ever use numbers in your life?
1, 2
We are within 2.
of this space.
Yes.
This is 1 within the space. This is
Okay.
2 from the space.
All right.
Let us go to the overhead to confirm.
No.
All right,
You're
everyone
you're
watching, how many spaces away
Are we
is
from
this
this
space
monolith?
from these characters?
This is 1. That's 2.
You know what, Mike? I think it's going to be okay for us.
All right. I'm discarding Crypt Cackle to get a 3rd power.
Oh, all of a sudden, Crypt Cackle's not so great.
Not
Yeah.
so useful. Yeah, that made a lot more sense when I was looking at the board. I'm like, perfect. I'll simply Crypt Cackle.
I'm glad we're avoiding the sarcophaguses, Scott. I don't know how you feel. But the last time we did sarcophaguses, that
It's
was a real
tough.
nightmare.
It can be tough. It is nice that you get souls for them.
That's true.
I'm a little worried about this
That's going to be a problem, too.
because Jimmy gets to summon a bunch of
Yeah,
dudes.
it's really going to... I mean, both are bad, but
Yeah.
I feel like the death by 1,000
All right.
cuts of the,
Yeah.
of the
Spending
sarcophagus
3
is
power to summon the Spectro
Oh boy.
Fagi.
Okay.
tough.
Now.
Put them in between 4 spaces.
Is a large
So and
Oh,
now,
so he takes up all those
so
spaces?
now, what
Let me go
allows you
there.
to summon that there, even though we can see it?
the monolith. That's right there.
Okay.
That's
So this thing is a big, it's a big old
Engineer
sucker.
is prepared. Does this count?
Engineer is prepared.
yeah. That's the monolith is actually its whole in its own space.
Oh yeah.
Or, like it's a whatever you call it, an object.
Yeah. So switch to the side cam for a sec, because you can see the size of this better there, I think. So this big sucker right here is a Spectrophagai. Most of the goddesses have these giant monsters. They have like 1 or 2 of them. They take up 4 spaces, so they go in the center, kind of at the crossroads of a few squares. They can move, they can squeeze through tight areas, and they only have to be on like 2 legal spaces, so they can sort of stand over pits a little bit as
I
long
think
as
it's
half
just
of
the
it.
pits, as we found out.
It-
They're like
you're right.
walls that
You're right.
like they can't.
It is just pits.
Yeah. This one has floating anyway, but in general, there
But if they didn't, it wouldn't be
right,
pits.
plenty of them. Yeah,
I believe
Or it would-
floating can't end on pits. It can just go over
that
it.
sounds right.
But yeah, so this is a big sucker. It's sort of, I joked before about the last super monster James made as the boss monster. These are more like the boss monsters.
Definitely.
They can be pretty tough. Why don't you say what the Spectrophagai does?
It's got a bunch of health. It has 7 health. It has armor. Can move a bunch, and it has a ranged attack, unlike a lot of my other ones. Ranged attacks for the goddess monsters are pretty rare, and they tend to be pretty useful because they actually like shoot someone from there. And it has a unique ability that can target. It's like an AOE thing.
It's like cuts health in half or something, right?
Yep. I'm gonna use it depending on what the engineer is doing.
So yeah, the engineer, because the monster got summoned here, the engineer can choose to make an action. Or I guess it's not until you do something. The
Sure.
prepare goes off when you move or do an action.
Right. Well, I'm going to use Ivory Gaze.
Okay, explain exactly what that does.
Each Kryptonaut within sight loses half her vitae. So that is the android, the engineer, and the dentalist.
Yeah.
And rolls a stamina check. If they fail the stamina check, they're slow until the next round's cleanup.
Okay, and slow means they lose an action.
Yes.
Instead of getting 2 per turn, they get 1 per turn. Okay, so yes, the engineer will do something, of course. Now, as being prepared, the engineer can just do any of her normal actions. She can move, she can shoot, she could trade an item. It's pretty open-ended.
Yeah.
It's not just shoot.
She gets an action.
Yeah, and you have 7 health and an armor.
Mm-hmm.
You are not within range of a shot. You're close, but not quite. It might make the most sense for the engineer to just move so that she doesn't get hit by that attack. She could take a hit for the dentalist. If she went here, the dentalist wouldn't be in line of sight anymore. What do you think, Mike? Do you think it makes sense for the engineer to not get hit, or for her to absorb a hit from the dentalist? The dentalist does have 2 souls and can heal himself with those.
I think that's okay. I think... Yeah, I don't know. I think the mentalist will be fine.
I think we can kill this thing next turn, too.
But she's not going to take a shot?
No, she's 1 action, and she's doing it right now.
The engineer.
The engineer doesn't have range.
What?
Engineer's only got 3 range.
What? I had 4.
No, that's aim. That's for hitting. The shotgun's only got 3 range.
I don't even know how to play this game.
Let's have her just flee to here, because then I think she's out of line of sight. She can see to this space, which this one's not on. And that's it. The wall would block the other.
That's fine.
Because the dentalist can heal himself.
Great.
So. Okay, go ahead.
So, each kryptonite within sight, which is the android, I believe just the android and the dentalist.
Because it doesn't have range, right?
No.
It's just insight.
Insight.
Okay.
Lose half their vitae, rounded down.
Okay.
So
she loses 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then dentalist loses 2.
Mm-hmm. Then they both make stamina checks, and if they fail, they are slow.
Okay, mentalist has 5 stamina, so he'll make that roll right now. A 5 or less is no problem. He got a 4, he's fine. Android, however, is a little lower because she's spent some stamina, so she only has 3. You check against their current stamina. She has a max of 5, but spent 2 to take an extra action. So she is going to need a 3 or less, and she got a 4. So she is slowed. That's S on there.
There's a little snail icon somewhere.
There is in the rule book. I don't know if there is on a token.
Oh, like a token?
I don't think
I don't
so.
know,
all
man.
we
There's
got is the S.
Yeah, I think it's a status.
It kind of looks like a snail if you turn it the right way.
All right. So is that your turn, James? Or are you doing more stuff?
That's my turn.
Okay. So Android only has one action until the end of this turn. She becomes unslowed at the end of the round.
Okay.
Okay. Well, mentalist should probably heal himself.
Yes. Mentalist should definitely heal himself.
He's just going to eat a soul to heal 2 vitae.
Android should heal Gunner, and Gunner should go in and yick.
7 health in that thing, huh? Okay.
Any armor?
Yes, 1 armor.
1 armor. I know it'd be great if she could get up there and hit, but only 1 action this
Does
round.
the Gunner have piercing in anything if they get a soul?
The Gunner?
No.
No. That's weird.
No, we don't have that many people that have piercing. Well, that's not true.
Actually, we have a pretty good amount of people.
The engineer, the gravity pickaxe. No, gravity pickaxe is not. Yes, it is. It is
No.
piercing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one.
It's just a melee attack.
So Traverser can also get up here and smash.
I think we should hit as many times as we are allowed.
It's a good idea. Okay, let's maybe start with
But I do think Android should heal
heal Gunner.
Gunner.
Okay, heal Gunner 1 for free, and then the Android has to take an action. She could shoot as her 1 action. She could heal again, heal herself 1 maybe to be at full health. She only has 3 HP total, so maybe the action is healing herself.
Take a shot.
She only has 1 action because she's slow.
All right, well,
If she had 2 actions, dude, I would have said move up and swing with the axe. But then the Traverser can move up to here and attack.
Okay.
That could be because she's
That
got
sounds
the
right.
piercing.
That
so
sounds right.
1, 2. You can move around enemies. You only incur a breakaway check when you move out of their zone of control, which is adjacent to them. So the Reverser could run around this thing and never have to worry about breaking away as long as she doesn't move outside of that line of sight. So that's first action. Second action, attacking with the gravity pickaxe.
Did you explain breaking away yet? Because like
I figured I
come
would.
up yet.
I figured I would when it came.
it
out.
hasn't come up.
It's
Okay. I didn't know.
it's just a stamina
that's
roll.
Fine. That's fine.
Okay, so gravity pickaxe attack. It'll deal 2 damage piercing if it hits. Hits on a 4 or less. A 1, that hits. 2 damage.
Classic.
Bango.
Okay, so Traverser's gone. Well, it was a pickaxe, Mike, not a gun. Make pickaxe noises.
Dink.
Thank you.
I feel like we were playing a lot of Deep Rock Galactic for a little bit, and that would be like a thing from there. It would be like a gun that fires a pickaxe that like
The pickaxe
mines on its own.
Shoots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. That game was fun. Too bad we don't play it anymore.
We could have. Well, you were saying Gunner could go shoot,
That was my thought, but the gunner doesn't do piercing, so
but no one. I mean, I feel like everyone should just be attacking it.
how many damage does the gunner do?
2.
You've got an extra soul here.
On the dentalist, yeah.
Yeah, the dentalist is very far away. Okay, yeah, I think that's fine. I think the gunner should take a shot. Can do 1 damage, and that's fine.
For what it's worth, we didn't think this through well enough.
Why?
The mentalist. Oh no, it's never mind. Never mind. It's within 3 spaces. I think we just have to have everyone slowly go and start attacking this thing.
Yeah, we need more souls. We're just out of souls.
How much health has that thing taken or damage?
2.
And it has
Now
7.
Yeah.
So it has 5 left.
I'm regretting the no sarcophagus
1,
strategy
2,
because
3,
we have too few
4,
souls.
5. We might be able to do this still. The Geist Hunter can pop this soul into Tachyon Beam, shoot through the wall to hit that thing twice. That's 2 damage. Because it does 2 damage a shot. Armor will knock it down to 1 each, so that's 2 damage. Then it has 3 left.
Uh-huh.
Gunner can move up, shoot, maybe use 2 stamina to shoot again. That's 2 damage. So now it has 1 health left.
Yeah.
The Mentalist can telekinesis himself here and attack. And that would kill it.
I think that's a really good move. Let's do it.
Actually, Mentalist goes first. He does 3 damage. From 1 armor, he'll do 2 and a half.
We have less.
And
yeah.
it does knockback. He can just push it into here. Maybe this thing doesn't have to move.
I like it.
Okay, so Mentalist first. My boy.
We know-
Telekinesis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Once again, the mentalist.
The Mentalist. How I hate him.
Look at his stupid ass.
So he was over here. He's moving 7 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
His emotionless face comes over to kill you.
And he's gonna attack the Spectro. Swinging. Oh, he actually has a really bad chance of hitting. So he might want to install this into Awakened Pineal Gland.
We might as well.
That gives him more aim. Or
No, I think that's a good move.
Ooh, hold on.
What are you gonna hurl?
I got a better idea.
What object?
The monolith,
are
dude. It
you
does
gonna
4
hurl?
damage, and it did destroy the monolith.
So he has a thing called hurl object, and you can hurl a monolith.
Yeah, you deal damage to another target based on what was destroyed, if any. Doors are 3, monolith are 4. And it says destroy target door or monolith. It's actually 4 range, so I could actually do it from here.
I mean,
It does knockback. It does 4 damage. It
If you-
destroys the monolith.
yeah. I mean, this is why the mentalist is so insane.
Just having all those options.
That's the perfect move.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, do it. We're gonna throw the monolith at its own creator.
To another target. So if he goes here, he still has to roll on that hit of 2, though, is the hard part.
So you gotta roll what?
Does he actually? Well, hold on.
Yeah.
He has to roll a 1 or
That's
2.
an attack.
Is it? It says you destroy a target door or monolith. Deal damage to another target based on which was destroyed. It just says another target. And it's not saying I'm making an attack against you.
That's true.
I guess that's true. It just has all the same symbols as an attack, which
It does.
right. It has range. It has damage.
You're right. Yeah, maybe that gun symbol suggests that I do. Yeah, it does. I mean, that is the attack symbol. But would an attack... Let me see the rulebook. Let me see if an attack would always require that roll.
Yeah.
I feel like you're probably right that it would require it. But I want to make sure. Apologies for the brief rules check, everyone. Actions. You perform 2 actions. Moving, attacking. Declare an attack. Target with the attack's range and sight. See attacks on page 36. Sight. Cryptonauts roll skill checks to perform most actions.
I feel like if it just did that, it would have this symbol. The like.
Right, not the gun.
Right.
I hear ya.
The action symbol as opposed to the gun symbol.
You're probably right. Attack here. Declare and perform an attack requiring a target at range. To hit with an attack, the crypto or mouse must pass a name check. Sure, yeah. Okay, yeah, I think you're right. That's the presence of that gun. Maybe it could be worded a little different. Okay, so I'm going to go back to what I said before, Mike. We're just going to fly up here. We're installing this into Awakened Pineal Gland, so I hit on a 4 or less instead
So
of...
the problem is that you're going to have to hit a 2.
On a 2.
1 or 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Not great odds.
If he didn't heal himself with it...
But now, with this, he still gets that bonus on hurl object. So now, if we do
That
it,
is correct.
if we do it later, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, do that now. Let's get him another soul right there, and then
Yeah.
we can hurl that. We can hurl monoliths at people later.
Yeah. Okay. So now I'm just going to make an attack. Attacking against a 4. Hit for 3 damage if I hit. 3. Got him.
There you
So
go.
that's 3 damage minus 1 for your armor.
Mm-hmm.
It does knockback as well.
Can we knock it through that door?
You take 2 damage, right?
Yeah. So you can move me 2 spaces, and I have to move into a legal spot. If you move me...
This, if we go 1, 2, is this where they are?
So you're occupying these 4.
Yes.
So I could say this one's moving 1, 2, and then put you here.
I think that's right. Let me just briefly read
Knockback is always something I feel like I have questions about.
Yeah, and large monsters move a little strangely.
Yeah. This is where we're moving around right now. So here, leave it on that cam for a minute, Mike. I'll explain what's going on. So I'll move these out of the way too for a moment. So this big creature is on these 4 spaces in here. And when you do knockback, you knock them back equal to the damage you've dealt. I've dealt 2 damage. And they go in a straight line from the square they're moving. So I could pick this square in the upper right here. Maybe switch to the top-down cam now, Mike. Pick this square here and move her 1, 2, which would then end her up in these 4. I think that is right, but I'd like to maybe make sure.
There's some need to like pivot, but I
Right.
don't know how that works.
Large monsters can move through areas which are too
Actually-
small for them, provided they end their movement on unoccupied spaces. Large monsters can move through and end their movement on pit spaces,
Oh, they can. That's right.
Yeah.
Some of them have to.
but it doesn't talk about how the stand is placed in the center of the 2x2 area of spaces they occupy, where the edge of those spaces converges into a cross. So
Well, if they take up all 4 spaces, if I'm knocking back from this space, that's 2 in a straight line. Like.
Yeah. I
this
mean, that
is
seems
where
I think
we're
that's
ending. Okay.
That seems right.
Maybe afterwards we can
Absolutely.
post game figure out if that's right or not. But that's where he would knock her back to. Comes in with his whatever pineal
Mhm.
gland and smashes you.
just say wave.
What?
Wave is the attack.
Yeah, wave.
It was like
Psychic
some psychic
wave.
blast.
Yeah.
Side wave.
Okay, so you've moved 2 there, 1, 2. This big guy's easy to knock over.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gone. Dentalist is gone. Traverser is gone. Android is gone. Geist Hunter is not. Gunner is not.
So Geist Hunter.
They both have... No, they don't have line of sight right now because of the Android.
Nope.
Geist Hunter does. Gunner does not.
Android went, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, Android already went. So Gunner's just going to have to move one. That's fine, though, because how much health do you have left?
3.
3? We can do 3 with those two. 3 attacks.
Have the Gunner go first, because even if you were to kill it with the Geist Hunter, the Gunner is not going to go anywhere. So the Gunner should just move.
Geist Hunter wants to be the one to kill it anyway, because if he does, he gets a soul.
Perfect. So let's have the Gunner shoot first.
Okay, you're going to have her move somewhere?
Yeah, so we'll have the Gunner move here.
Yeah, she could just go there.
And then take a shot.
Or she can also go here, which would make it harder to
Do you
summon.
think that's better?
Because then this can't be summoned in.
Okay. And what do I need to hit with?
Gunner is on a 5, so anything
Mhm.
but a 6.
Boom.
That's a 6. You can spend a stamina to reroll.
We're going to do it.
We want these hits. Or this hit.
Can you give me a stamina
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
marker? So I'm doing a reroll.
Yep. Don't get a 6 again. You got a 3. So that's a hit for 2 damage, minus 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Geist Hunter is going to shoot twice. Does he need to install anything? Yeah, he needs...
If you want to get that soul, he needs to.
Yeah, pop it in
He's Soul
there.
Prison. You have 2 health left?
Yes.
Okay, I won't do it yet then. Because if
You're only going to do one? Oh, sorry.
if he misses, he only needs it for the second attack. So if I fail, I don't want to have it in there for nothing, you know. So I hit on a 4, and that is a 5. I will re-roll that with a stamina. Another 5.
Do another one.
You think so? Yeah, she's gonna have like all these HPs.
We need to hit.
All right,
I know.
re-rolling. I don't
Just
like
don't
it.
roll another 5. Oh, 3 5s in a row.
Oh my god!
All right.
I got the bad luck now.
Yeah.
We could keep
So-
spending it,
Well,
and then
Right.
do
we
it
could,
again.
we could do it again. Have him rest next turn to
Do it
recover.
again.
Mhm.
Do it again.
Okay. He's 1 stamina remaining. This is the
Don't
last
get another
reroll I get.
5.
1. That hits. That's a
Thank
damage.
Thank you.
Soul Prison and shoot again. Installing Soul Prison. Shooting again. Don't get a 5 or a 6. 1. Another
Great.
1. Thank God. All right, she's dead. Sometimes it's worth it to
Yeah,
put all of this
well,
effort into
you
one.
know,
I mean,
one blow.
that's what this for. That's what the stamina's for.
Yeah.
It's
So-
really bad if you run out of stamina too. You
Right.
are
You lose
exhausted
VK, become
and-
exhausted.
But I gotta say, I mean, getting rid of that,
And he gets a soul.
getting guys off the board, it takes some time to summon.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
it does.
just part of it.
That's,
Slowing
I
down
mean,
the
that's
goddess.
something we brought into it with IA. Is like in IA, it's really good to like reduce the amount of units that your opponent has to activate.
I do think that you learn a lot of. I mean, I'm not saying play IA before you play this game, but we learned a lot of tactical stuff out of IA, and I think
Yeah.
it applies here for sure.
That's the whole gang, right?
No, engineer has to go. She
That's right, that's right.
reacted,
Yeah.
but she's stuck here. She can't get over these pits, so maybe she just goes back here.
Just
and
go to the door, yeah.
go there and wait.
Prepare. Yeah.
Once again. All right, that's it. Go, James.
Cool.
I'm also going to run to the restroom while James is taking his turn.
Do it. Make sure you pet Benji while you're out there.
Oh yeah, that's a good call.
I don't see him.
I don't believe you.
That worries me,
Yeah.
frankly.
Where could he be? Okay. Could do more bullshit. That's kind of fun.
Isn't that all you do?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Some of the goddesses really do a lot crazier stuff, if I'm being honest. But okay, I'm gonna play Call from the Grave.
Sorry we nerfed you from not being able to do Yugura.
It's fine. I'd like to be able to play some of the other goddesses. She was just fun, and that campaign mode was getting out of hand.
It was getting ridiculous.
All right, so I'm gonna summon a Crypt Hound right here.
That monolith is still there because we
Yep.
didn't hurl it at your face.
And I'm
And
going to
we
summon
should have.
a T Guardian right here.
What is a T Guardian?
A Tomb Guardian.
Oh, I thought it was a testosterone guardian.
No. Yeah, Tomb Guardian says trans rights.
From your perspective, does it feel like you're playing catch up at all, or does it feel like you're doing okay?
I think like slowing people down is really important in this. So it sort of feels like I'm doing that.
You have us mired
right
in the center.
So like it took like 4 of your actions to kill 1 of my people.
Right.
So like that feels okay. You're not making
I'll fix it.
progress on that front, right?
Yeah, that's true. At first I was like, oh man, you're like, we keep killing your guys.
Yeah.
But like also, we're also not moving any closer to the
I'm gonna summon the Tomb Guardian right here,
to the,
actually.
finale
I'm going to play Encroaching Ivory, which lets me put a Blessing of Bones on a non-master monster. I'm going to put that Ring of Bone right back on my Tomb Guardian. And the Tomb Guardian is going to attack the Traverser. He hits and deals 3 damage, which knocks the Traverser between realms.
Where's the Traverser?
The Traverser is right here. This one.
Yeah, but
Right here.
okay. Oh, they only have 3.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. The Traverser is between realms, Scott.
Oh boy.
Then I'm going to go with
no
the
good.
Crypt Hound. And the Crypt Hound's going to bite the Traverser.
Okay, trying to kill the Traverser.
Trying to kill the Traverser. And it misses.
Thank God. So what happened? He summoned...
Some guys in this room. The Tomb Guardian jabbed the Traverser with a big spear. And,
Oh good, Tomb Guardian's back with bones.
mhm.
We gotta kill these monoliths, man. This is
I agree.
this is the
I
way
agree.
that he's getting us. Is these monoliths?
So the Traverser is between realms because she took damage equal to her vitae.
Yep.
After that attack, the Engineer could take an action. After my Tomb Guardian.
Before the attack, just before it.
Can the engineer reach?
She has a range of 3.
Yeah, so she can shoot the Tomb Guardian. But the Tomb Guardian now has armor.
How much?
Just 1.
So she would just do 1 damage.
Mm-hmm.
That's something.
Yeah, it's not nothing. I mean, that's why you prepare, right?
Mhm.
Right.
She could do knockback, but not in a way that would prevent
Yeah.
the Traverser from getting hit.
Because
Knock
it
her
has to go into a
can we
legal
knock her
space.
into a hole.
Unfortunately, no.
Yeah, I wish. 1. Yeah, I mean, I guess she should make an attack, or she can start breaking down this door if she wanted.
No, I mean
You're right. We need to kill us.
we
Okay,
need to kill this
go
thing.
go ahead and take a shot then.
What do I need to hit on?
4. Got a 4. Hits.
Bingo.
2 damage, -1. Okay. What else are you doing?
I think that's it. Summoning some gentlemen and having them clog up the works and knocking the Traverser between realms.
Okay.
So the mentalist.
Android's not slow anymore.
That's right.
Oh. Yeah. So the mentalist can now hurl.
Yeah, he needs a soul to do it, but yeah,
There's a soul right here.
you'd have to get to
Could
it.
he float over here, grab the soul, and then hurl the thing into the tomb?
He could.
You could throw it at the Crypt Hound.
He couldn't throw it at the Tomb Guardian.
He has to be able to see him, which
Yeah.
he can't.
Well, if he went.
Yeah, he could zoom.
Yeah,
One,
he
two,
could.
three,
Yeah, I guess
four,
he has got plenty of move to
five.
do that. But
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, you can get right back there if you wanted. Well,
Yeah,
okay.
I think he should pick up that thing and toss
We
that
have to heal.
monolith.
Here's the thing, though. The Traverser needs to get healed. The Traverser needs to get healed.
So does. Oh,
Just-
they need to rest.
Geist
The Geist
Hunter is like
Hunter.
out
The
of
Geist Hunter
stamina.
needs to rest.
You're right. So maybe, and what's Gunner gonna do? Gunner,
I don't know. That's the engineer.
Gunner's here. She should get in and prepare somewhere to hold down. I don't know.
We need to get in this door. Let me go back to number 1.
So
We
that
need to-
means he's gonna have to telekinesis someone over here. The mentalist is gonna. or people need to go around.
Who can open this door?
The
Only
Geist
the-
Hunter
only the Geist
and
Hunter?
the android.
It can also be destroyed.
It can also be destroyed. So
How much health does it have?
4. So I mean, she can smash it with 2 hits. The
Maybe she just smashes it.
the
I think
Traverser can smash it with 1 hit.
the engineer should just smash it. Or the Traverser walks over there and smashes it, and then but the engineer's in the way.
Yeah.
The Traverser gets 1 action for being between realms.
Yeah, you're slowed.
Yeah.
Well, unless we heal her.
Yes.
But she could. The android can get up there and heal.
But
The
engineer's
Mentalist-
in the way.
The Mentalist could also just telekinesis his Crypt Hound across the pit. And then we can just gang up on this guy. And then we
But
can
getting
grab
rid of
your-
the monolith is important.
Yeah. But the Traverser can smash the monolith too. I mean, what do you think? You're thinking that the Mentalist should go
Throws.
grab the
I think
soul,
the mentalist should grab the soul and throw the monolith into the tomb.
do 4 damage
Into the tomb guy, do 4 damage.
with knockback.
Knock him into the hole?
You can't go in the hole. He would do so. He would take 3 damage, I guess. So he could go over to here.
Maybe the engineer finishes him off?
She could try. It'd be 2 attacks that do knockback. You could knock him all the way back to here, doing 2 total damage, or it'd be 1 total damage.
2 attacks, you said.
But the first one would knock back. Then she'd have to move to get to him. How much health does he have? 7.
Yeah. He's taking 1 damage.
And when the monolith is gone, he has no more armor, unless he's near a door,
He's near doors, but yeah.
which he's not right now.
No, I guess you guys.
Oh no, it's within 3. You said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he is within that. Okay. I don't know. Maybe we just get him out of here.
Sure.
But that you're right. But then the engineer is in trouble. Maybe we do kill him. Maybe we just do smash him up. You're right. This guy can go there and grab that.
We've got our full team. I think we have enough options. I think the gunner...
Though he can't telekinesis twice in a round. That's kind of the thing. He can walk over to here and grab that, but then he can't, like...
We can go...
He could hit the Crypt Hound with the monolith.
Yeah. I think that's the better option. Hit the Crypt Hound with the monolith, and then...
She double attacks the door and kills it, then he doesn't have doors.
Exactly.
And then it's open.
Perfect. And I think the gunner... I think the gunner just goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5...
Gunner moves 8.
6, 7, 8.
He sure just works over
Just gets over this way. So then,
That's fine.
because the mentalist can move some people over, but we don't have him moving everybody over.
there. Right. Okay, let's do that. Let's
So
do
the
that.
gunner, we'll just say the gunner's there.
Yep. That's we know she's moved. Android.
There's already one on the gunner.
Yeah,
Oh,
we already
sorry.
have that.
Okay.
Android. Geist Hunter's gonna rest. He needs that stamina back, I think.
Geist Hunter needs to rest.
Yeah.
So the Geist Hunter rests. Let's
So-
just do that.
Well, let's do it last, just in case we think of something else.
Okay.
Um,
So let's do the mentalist move.
so Mentalist is gonna have to make some breakaway checks here. He has he won't fail, I guess.
Right.
He can't fail because 6 will fail. 6 fails,
Right. You have to roll and just not get a 6.
and he needs to go. And so I guess because we're gonna do breakaways, you make a roll against your current stamina. If you fail, you take stamina damage and vitae maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Um,
look that because
And as a reminder, the stamina is the lightning bolt
Yeah,
over here.
it's the second
He's
stat,
got 5,
which is good, very
which
high.
is very good. So yeah.
If you fail though, you still make your move. You take your damage, but you still make your move,
it can result in a situation where you make your move,
and then you're
And then you're
exhausted
exhausted.
if you're out of stamina.
yeah, but
It wouldn't happen in this case. So okay, so if he moves 1, 2, 3,
yeah, you just take stamina damage.
he collects that. So he's gonna go 1, 2, 3 to here.
Grab that soul.
First, he's gonna have to make his breakaway. Why don't you roll for him?
Oh, you want me to not roll a 6?
I rolled 3 5s a minute ago.
That's true.
That was kind
You
of
got a
rough.
3. That's great.
Boom.
So he makes the breakaway. Guardian doesn't hit him. He never leaves adjacency from the Crypt Hound.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, he does actually when he goes there, because he can't go through that. He's got to go around it. So make one for the Crypt Hound as well. Still against a 5. That's a 6, so he does fail that one. So what does he take again?
1 stamina.
And we can't re-roll this one?
We can, but it would cost stamina.
Oh, but we're going to take a stamina
So
anyway.
take your stamina. Okay, then his second attack action is going to be eating that soul. For his last ability, which allows you have to devour it, it gets rid of the soul. It's this thing right here, hurl object. Destroy a target door or monolith, deal damage to another target based on which was destroyed. Doors deal 3, monoliths do 4. I'm using the monolith, hitting this Krypton I'm right next to. I will roll for it. I'll let you roll again, Mike, because you've had more successes than I have in the past.
Still rolled
rolls.
that 6. What do I have to roll?
A 4 or better. 4 or lower. It's another 6. Let's spend a stamina. We got to do it this time.
You do
So
it. You
I'll
roll
take
that.
it. So spending that stamina. Rolling, got a 3 that hit him. 4 damage.
Cool.
The rolls
So he
have been
takes-
the rolls have been pretty good for us.
4.
They worked out.
We've done some bad ones, but it's
Yeah,
been
4
pretty
damage.
Bad. It's been pretty good.
He has
Oh,
5
He has
health.
5 health. Okay. He's still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now we can have other people do damage. I think we should kill this thing.
We definitely need to kill the thing.
Android can take her turn.
Yeah.
She can also save the Traverser.
Android should definitely save the
Because
Traverse.
she could move 2. Free action heal the Traverser 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then second action shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Does that seem fair?
That sounds good.
So taking 2 damage now. Traverser will get 2 actions now this turn.
Mm-hmm.
Android is going to shoot the Crypthound. Needs to hit on a 4 or lower. He got a 4. That's 2
That
damage.
will take out the Crypthound.
Thank Christ. All right, and that's the Android's turn. Move, free action, shoot. Traverser could grab this. Think that's
I was going to say exactly that. I think that the Traverser should take that. And then probably head over towards the engineer, but
She can go over pits.
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm saying. Or shoot the... I guess they do have piercing.
Yeah, she has the
Well,
piercing guard
before
defense.
they shoot, they
Damage.
we should have the engineer destroy that door. Right?
Yeah.
To get rid of the
It would get rid of armor and an
Armor.
extra damage for my guy.
So before the Traverser takes a shot, I think we should have the engineer destroy that door.
I'm trying to think actually if. Yeah, I guess you're right. I was thinking if it made sense for the Traverser to try to move over to here and pickaxe it, but no. You're right. This guy can just shoot twice. Doesn't even have to roll. Just destroys it.
Right.
So, engineer will take your 2 actions. Smash it.
Okay.
Then, yeah, Traverser can just grab that
Grab the... Maybe shoot first.
because that's at full health, right?
Yeah.
No, he's taking 1 hit.
He's taking 1.
So he has 6 remaining.
Mm-hmm.
No armor now.
No armor now.
How much damage did the Traverser do?
2. Okay, Traverser attacks twice. Geist Hunter, Tachyon beams, shoots it. Doesn't rest this turn. Jimmy has no power stored up right now. How many cards do you have in your hand? You use them all every turn,
Yeah.
right?
Generally.
You have been, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, I am for
it's a risk,
getting
but-
getting rid of the guy. I worry about not resting him, but... You know, he's not dead in the water at this point.
Because you have 6 health remaining.
Mm-hmm.
So that means both need to hit both times.
Let's do it.
That's not true. We need to do.
Well, he
we
can't.
need
He can't
three,
do.
3 of our 4 hits.
He can't do a reroll if he misses.
He could, but he'll get exhausted. You do the result and then you get exhausted, so he would be
Right.
able to do it. But well, I think he would have to go first because we still want the Traverser to collect that.
Okay. Let's have
So
him
she
go.
needs the extra move.
Let's have him
potentially.
go first, and then.
Okay, he's going to install this in Tachyon beams to have smiting, and he's which means he doesn't have to have line of sight, and he's going to shoot that sucker. Hits on a 4, and I don't think engineer. No, there's nothing here that gives a squad a boost. Ooh,
What's wrong?
because he could get another soul if he's the one that kills it. But then no one gets that artifact this round, which is maybe okay. We can just grab it next round.
That's okay.
It's
There's
gonna
no
be-
monolith,
It's
so
gonna be there.
guys aren't going to spawn here
Correct.
unless he creates the monolith. But
Could recreate it. You're right. No, but not if we're within 2
we're
of
within
it.
2,
Yeah.
and if we have
Do you agree with we're within 2, James?
I do.
All
I
right.
don't know what I was thinking with that.
I
one.
know.
was like,
I know. I've done that.
I've been there
times.
1,000
Right.
times. So I know
Yeah,
exactly what you mean.
times 0.
Like
Like,
1
times
2
times 0 is my most embarrassing moment in board games history.
all right. So let's have the Traverser take a swing first, because Geist Hunter, if we can get a free soul out of it, we might as well.
I agree.
Makes sense to me.
So Traverser is going to attack first. Doesn't matter, her weapons do the same thing, so she hits on a 4. That's a 6. She has stamina.
Take it.
We're going to have to spend so much time resting next turn. Stamina token somewhere around here. There we go. Did not organize these before playing. So she's re-rolling that. A 4 that hits for 2 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Her second attack also hits for 2 damage. Then Geist Hunter is installing tachyon beams to ignore line of sight, and he's beaming right at that fellow. Big ol' smile. 4 hits.
Great.
It's 2 damage.
The
And he collects a soul for his troubles.
the smiting always
that's
reminds
right.
me of the movie, the old Arnold Schwarzenegger movie Eraser.
I've never seen it.
Do you remember that movie though?
No.
The whole thing in the
Well,
trailer.
like existing, I think
No,
is what
I
he's
do
okay.
not.
The whole thing in the trailer of that movie was that he had a gun where he could shoot through walls. That was it.
That's this guy right here.
Yeah. A real perfect dark.
Like Eraser was like, oh, he
Nah.
like gets rid of people, but like the whole thing was that he could shoot through walls.
So Geist Hunter has an extra action then. Because he only took the 1 shot. Wait. Traverser. I think I just lost track a little of what just happened.
Traverser shot twice.
Yes.
Geist Hunter
Okay.
shot once.
Once.
Okay, that's right.
Geist Hunter has
That's
another
right.
move.
Yeah.
You're right. Geist Hunter has another move. Can't move through because of the android, so I
Yeah.
can't just go grab it.
Is Android done?
Yeah,
Android went-
Geist Hunter is the last one. Maybe Geist Hunter starts to move out because he's gonna have to go around unless telekinesis is gonna handle that for him. Which it could, I guess. Because Android can actually, yeah, these two can walk over pits. Geist Hunter's the only one that doesn't. He can just get telekinesis to cross next turn.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he will prepare.
Prep. Yeah.
It's the safe thing to do, I guess. Okay, that's our turn. Go ahead,
It's
James.
helped us out before, so you
It
know,
has.
I mean,
It has.
who knows if it'll help us out again.
Yeah. We can talk about the campaign mode after the fact.
Yeah, I'm passionate about it.
And yes, Mike is awesome for multitasking this. Mike, thank you for running the stream as always and playing.
No problem. You're welcome. And I like doing it because I like not having to think too much about the game.
Yeah, we did talk. We talked a little, I think, last week when we were going to do this before I got sick, that it's basically treating this like a 1.5 versus 1 because
Right.
you can watch, you can obviously have input. If people are wondering why it seems like maybe I'm dictating a little more what's happening versus Mike, of course, always want your input on stuff. I know it is kind of a lot of mental load to be running a stream as well.
Well, they mentioned that
completely
the
get it.
sync got a little off too, maybe, and it's like it is a little
Stuff
off.
to watch.
I checked it, and it's a
It's
little.
audio is a thing
off.
that we often
If anybody has any idea, like,
crowdfund.
I don't know.
Right.
Well, this just keeps happening.
Does anyone do audio for a career?
This keeps happening with
specifically
YouTube.
stream.
Because
I
that
think
would be
it's-
great.
Specifically stream audio.
Maybe it's the. I'm blaming the ATEM, dude.
I mean, we have a lot of equipment going
It's
on
old.
here.
It's got a really loud fan in it. That's the only thing I can think of. But I don't know. Other than that, I have no idea why. the
I
audio
hope
keeps
people
going.
are enjoying it regardless. I hope people are getting some value seeing this game. Again, the game's been a long time coming. Happy to have it in front of us, though.
Yeah.
James.
I've played Call from the Grave, summon any number of monsters with a combined cost of 3 or less. I've summoned this Crypt Hound and this
Corner.
T Guardian over here.
Okay.
Testosterone Guardian.
Just Testosterone
They say
Guardian.
the sound is also good right now, so I think it just comes in and out.
I am discarding a copy of Communion to get another power.
Eat your bread, drink your wine. Where's that hound going?
It's just going to stand in front of Gunner.
Gunner.
I'm gonna call my Crypt Hound in here, Benji.
Yeah. He's a good Crypt Hound.
He is.
And let's see.
but it was not on the board. He moved the crypt. He summoned the Crypt Town out of view, right
Yep. Yeah.
over here,
Over
Yep.
here.
because you have to summon it outside of the view of it.
Typically, typically Skazak can summon monsters next to monoliths, but I'm in a bit of a sticky spot here, which is
We've been smashing up monoliths.
the
when given a
mentalist
chance.
threw a monolith at someone.
so
which was
honestly,
corners are useful.
First time I think I've used Hurl Object. Having played the mentalist in like probably
no, we've used
9
it
or 10
We've
games.
used it before.
You've definitely used
Did
it.
We've
I?
definitely
Okay.
used
Gravity
It's-
Pickaxe
it's
has been a
rare
big
then.
one that you guys
Dude,
use.
Gravity Pickaxe has been killer.
It's the best.
4 damage to kill those things. It's great. It's
the
really
best.
Yeah, I think
I'm actually gonna have summoned the T Guardian. I'm just gonna move it there. Yeah.
If you're moving there, oh, he repaired. Never mind. You're good. You're good. So, summoned here, moved. Bing bang.
Who was prepared?
It's the Geist Hunter. And while he can shoot through walls, I believe he doesn't see through them normally. So
Well, that's different than the 1994 movie Eraser with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
and then I'm gonna bank this last power.
Bank
That's
the
all I'm
power.
doing.
So you're just holding
Moving
on
some
to it for next
guys
round.
into position.
I don't like that.
That's your turn.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay, no preparedness anymore for the Geist Hunter. Pop that off. And then let's see. I'm also curious for the people watching, either right now or later on in the comments. Was this game on your radar? Do you have it? Have you played it on tabletop sim or in person, or are you kind of just curious about it and you're waiting for them to stock it in their store? Because I believe Tempest Tome does have extra copies, and they will be in the store at some point, as I've been told.
Gotta reiterate, looks really good.
Yeah,
I've
it
only
is
seen
It
this
does.
on tabletop, and I much prefer this.
Very attractive.
As much as I don't like having to put all the little chits down and move
Yeah.
guys
Yeah,
myself.
tabletop sim is
advantages and
great
disadvantages.
for functionality.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the time, but
the tactile.
This
Yeah.
it looks great. I love seeing my little dudes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nice.
Okay, so we need to pick this artifact up to get Knowledge of Death. We also need to get into the whatever altar room.
Let's do that now.
We need to get everyone. Actually, you know what? Hold on a second. We have people that do need to rest. Is the thing.
Okay.
So we need to leave a couple back.
I think I went to the wrong one. Fuck this Crypt Town is my point. I think we
Kill
should,
him or ignore him.
I think we should ignore him.
Oh wow. Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, sure. Yeah.
I think-
Gunnar can
I
just go
think
1,
just-
2, 3, 4.
Breakaway and
1, 2, 3, 4.
leave.
Gunner has 3 stamina. Probably fail.
That's 50-50.
Yeah.
50-50 is not a probably fail. It's a maybe
Dude, you
fail.
played XCOM. 70% is
Right.
failure.
That's true.
All right.
76%.
Right.
Fail
Yes.
every time.
Sniper, 95%. I got this.
All right.
I mean, yeah, you're right. Gunner could just ignore the Crypt Town.
I think the gunner ignores the Crypt Town. I think that I don't know what to do about the Tomb Guardian.
You guys love Tomb Guardians.
We don't, Jim.
We've
We
killed
definitely
2
don't.
already.
Yeah.
And back it is.
And here's the third. It's this card, Call from the Grave, that lets me this card. It lets me summon 3 power worth of guys, so I've just been doing a Crypt Hound and a Tomb Guardian. And then it takes maybe half of your actions to kill the
This is the
Tomb
problem.
Guardian.
This is
I'm
the
calling that a
sucks.
win.
Problem
This thing
card.
sucks.
Good thing this is a legend game.
Legacy game. Just
Legacy
gonna
game. And we're
rip
just
it
gonna
up.
rip it in half. I like the idea that a legacy game, you just any card you do happen to rip in half is gone.
All right.
I saw a thing on a D&D group I'm in that was like, use these, if you have old magic cards lying around, you can take the artwork and put them on a little wooden figure to make a little mini, and the image they used was one of those super rare cards, like the Black Lotus or something like that.
That's good. I like that.
Okay, so we gotta figure this out here. Grabbing the artifact, super important. I don't know if I want to stick everything on the Mentalist, but I kind of just want to stick everything on the Mentalist and have him take it. He has stuff in him. He's such a good tent pole dude.
That's fine. I don't mind that as much as I mind. How are we going to get rid of that T-Guardian? That's my main question. The
This guy.
T-Guardian is a real problem.
Yeah, the
Like
Guardian
I think so. Mentalist. Let's go back to the Mentalist. The Mentalist picks up this
artifact.
and then what?
And I mean,
Moves
he can,
the Traverse.
He can just get over
Or
here.
no, moves the.
Oh yeah, yeah. If
He should move somebody over.
Geist Hunter's the only one that can't walk across.
He should move the Geist
These
Hunter.
guys are all one squad, and they can move over pits thanks to the Traverser.
So I think he should pick that up. Those two. Well, first of those two should move over. He should pick that up and then move the Geist Hunter over.
Okay, so Geist Hunter has to get next to him first, then.
Yeah. As far as the T-Guardian, maybe the Engineer takes a couple shots. I don't know.
Yeah, we just gotta start doing stuff to him. The Piston Axe is also what we need. Does its piercing 3 damage.
That is pretty good.
Who's got a
No,
soul?
Geist Hunter has an extra. If Geist Hunter can get next to her, she can take it.
Can we get the Geist Hunter over there before?
Yes, we can.
Yeah,
Yes, we can.
let's do that. I
Okay.
think if she can get that and the
Everyone
piston,
can get over here. Dude, no, okay, check this out though.
Tell me.
All of these people, instead of ignoring this Crypt Hound, they can go over here and we can just mob it
Take a shot.
if we want.
Okay.
It's an option.
I'm not against that as long as.
What's the if Crypt Hound does damage to us, it summons another one?
Yes.
Now I'm 100% on board with getting that extra soul to the Engineer so we can get the Piston Axe going.
Someone's calling out Merchants and Marauders. Is it? I don't know. It's actually hiding over here. I don't know. Is it on my camera? I think you might be able to see it. I think yeah.
Yeah, it's right there.
A little M&M. Yeah, someone
Yeah,
said
I actually like.
we were talking about it.
I
recently.
like Merchants and Marauders quite a bit. Scott hated it when we
I
first
did.
played it. Twice we played it 2 times.
I
and
gave
he
it a
hated
couple shots.
But we also have talked about playing Blackbeard, which is just a less
It's an older
streamlined version of that game.
Richard Berg, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And now having played Gunslinger, I'm
Oh, dude, we got to get
Not-
Gunslinger on camera at some point.
kind of not interested in playing
No,
Blackbeard.
it's a
but
different
we'll
designer.
see.
It's a different designer.
Okay.
Blackbeard takes it's different design, but it takes the cosmic counter method of drawing or I guess not quite because cosmic you take your turn on a circle, but you draw a card to see whose turn it is, so
okay.
people can go
Okay.
6 times in a row, and then sometimes I guess the game ends and people have gone
Let's
like
do
once.
it.
Sounds
We can do back-to-back week
Back-to-back.
stream. Do a Merchant and Marauder or do a
Blackfleet's
Blackbeard.
in here too.
Then a Merchants and Marauders. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Black Fleet is right
Black
down
Fleet is
below
right
it.
below
we
it,
have the
which is
Black
similar to
Fleet in
Black-
front of us here with these Tomb Guardians lining up.
Listen, trying to get us back on.
We don't do that
topic.
here at facingplayer.com.
Here we go. Let's
Alright.
do it. Let's do it.
So
I think the move is move these guys over, have them
I
attack
think,
the
I think
hound,
fight that thing.
and then Traverser comes over and grabs and gives the Engineer the extra soul.
Okay.
Engineer puts it in Piston Axe on the.
First thing we're gonna do, I think Android will go first. Free action heal the Traverser.
Okay.
'Cause how much can she move? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, Traverser has to go first. So Traverser's gonna have to heal over here.
That's fine though, because they're
1,
gonna both
2.
head that way.
Yeah, so Traverser can go 1, 2, 3. 1. Traverser could actually just attack from right
Yeah,
here.
I think they should.
Just shoot from there.
Because
right? Yeah.
if they move, both of them are going to attack. So
Yeah.
you can
So
get
she'll
one
go
attack.
there and then attack. So 1, 2, 3. Take a shot at the Crypt Hound.
Kapow.
Hitting on a 4. Got him. It's 2 damage.
Okay.
Then that is a Traverser. Then we'll have the Android follow suit. 1, 2, 3, 4 to here. Free action heal. Full health Traverser. And then she can move into here if she wanted. Though Android has low health. Android doesn't want to be up in the front lines.
I agree. I think Android should chill.
So maybe
Well, not low health, but low. Well,
Low
just
health too.
generally
Generally
low.
low health.
Generally low health.
I'll heal again.
Yeah.
That'll put her at
I
full
agree.
health.
I agree.
So a second action is heal. So free move, free heal, action heal. These are where 3 goes. So these 2 have gone. Then Geist Hunter needs to get over here. Just to get next to him. Geist Hunter could collect that if we wanted to.
I was gonna say, you were saying to put it on the mentals. I think the Geist Hunter should grab it.
1, 2, 3, 4. I guess just right there. It's 5.
I think the mentalist has a.
Actually, no. He's gotta be. He's gotta be here. So he's gonna end right there.
Back.
That's a knowledge of death and an artifact. So the artifact is the Unseen Servant. Free action once around, send servant. Gain target soul or artifact token or loot target corpse within 6 spaces in sight of the Kryptonaut.
Pretty useful.
So he can just go collect stuff now at a distance.
Yeah, that's
Show
pretty
them.
useful for those situations.
There it is.
Like earlier-
That's
the
great.
Unseen Servant. This is less useful.
What does that say?
Gives him smiting.
Oh, okay.
He already has smiting.
Yeah.
So this could be useful to give to someone else, like the gunner, maybe, who has a long-range gun.
Can you hand those off?
You can't.
Mhm.
Okay.
You can't. So this actually might be useful to hand off to someone. But it also gives us a knowledge of death, which is going to be glitch. There's something wrong with your optical interface. You can see something walking toward you out of the darkness, but their figure leaves a trail of rectangular glitches against your view screen. I guess we're seeing everything through some kind of a digital interface.
That sounds like digital glitching to me.
They appear to be human, but they are not wearing a suit. Could this be some kind of playback error, accidentally recorded back at the equipment hangar? As the person approaches, you see that she is a woman, naked and pale with hair and eyes as black as pitch. She reaches out to touch your face shield, and all at once your systems go dark. A distorted voice crackles over your intercom. Presumably it comes back on. Alright, so we got weird mushrooms, we got a ghost lady.
How many knowledge of deaths do we have? 2?
2. We need one more, and it's got to be from an objective, which would be
We're about to
Yeah.
pop
Right here.
this altar on,
sucker right
and
here.
shit's gonna break loose. A couple people are probably gonna die. It's gonna be great.
All right. So Geist Hunter is gone. Now the Mentalist needs to move and chuck him somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
He is a scientist. He can open this door. I could throw him over here and have him open that. That's an idea.
Good move.
All right.
Let's do it.
So Mentalist is going to do a regular move. You know what? Geist Hunter is actually going to end here. First move is telekinesis. Shoot him 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. 3 right to there.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Mentalist will move himself, and he can get. I think he has enough move to get over a gap. No, I know he doesn't. 1, 2. So he can't himself cannot get quite over yet. So he'll go 1, 2. Maybe just to there.
That looks right.
Because then he's within 3 of these things. He'll be able to reach out with telekinesis.
That looks right.
Okay. Sorry, my head's getting in the way. Okay, then it's just the gunner to go. Last one. She's going to shoot the Crip Hound. Gunner hits on a 5. Why don't you go ahead and roll?
Did your engineer go?
The engineer has not gone. You're right. The engineer's not yet gone. Thank you.
Hits on a 5.
Hits on a 5. That's a 5. That hits for 2 damage. How much health remains?
1.
Okay, shoot again. Second attack. That's a 5. That hits.
That's a 5, baby. Oops, that's a
Wow.
3. I rolled a 5 though.
3 would have hit anyway. All right. And then the engineer. What should the NG do?
Oh, we didn't hand off the.
What we're
The
gonna hand
soul.
off?
We were gonna hand off a soul, but don't worry, it's fine.
Oh, you're right. We're gonna shoot. We could have just shot the Geist Hunter here.
The Geist Hunter was gonna hand off a soul.
Well, she's gonna. So let's shoot the Geist Hunter here then.
Yeah, because I think
It's all
she
the
should.
same.
I think she should drop it into the piston
It
eggs.
didn't change. We didn't have to roll for that or
Right.
anything. Okay, then her first action will be trading with the Geist Hunter, who's gonna take
Grab the soul.
take this and the soul.
Yeah, take the soul and that. Can you do that with one
Mhm.
action?
Yeah, you get to take stuff, I believe.
Okay,
Uh,
cool.
does she need this? Yeah, because that doesn't help him.
It's better for her. Yeah.
And then she'll take the soul,
Okay. Smiting.
install that
Smiting would be great.
in the Piston X. Was that our idea?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because that way you can wail on the
piercing.
Tomb Guardian.
Not this turn, she won't. But don't install it yet. Let's have it sitting aside because she's not going to attack this turn.
She's
So there's
not?
no because her first action is taking that item
Yeah, but her second action. Well, she could install this in smiting
and then shoot him.
and shoot him.
But she'll do 2 damage, so 1 she can knock him back.
Yeah, but it's not.
But then she doesn't have the Piston X to do 3 piercing against him.
Okay. Well, then that's fine.
Don't install it though, because if she's not going to attack this turn, it might be useful and for
All right,
something
we're
else.
gonna have it uninstalled,
Just holding on to it.
floating.
And then, what do you think she does? Prepare, maybe? Or should she just move up to here?
I think she should move up.
I mean, she'll be a target, obviously, but...
Preparing's not. She's just gonna take the same shot. We
Yeah,
could just take
you're
the
right.
shot now.
You're right.
So
Well, maybe she'll go here so he can't run through.
unless if she prepares, I guess if she prepares, then we can install this at the moment of action and take the shot.
You have to install it on your turn.
So if she's preparing, then we
then you want
install
to.
it. Then we install it now. If she's not preparing, move up. That would be my suggestion.
How much damage does your guy do?
3.
And where does he get
No,
the extra 2
2.
from?
Sorry, just he gets 1 from this. He's doing 2.
2 damage. Okay. So she doesn't want to be next to him because
She's
2
gonna-
hits will kill him.
But she's
Kill him.
gonna take that damage regardless. At this point,
It is
'cause
getting
he's
down
just
to the
gonna move
wire.
and-
He is getting down to the wire.
he's just gonna move and hurt her.
I'd rather him have to move, so because that he only has 1 attack then instead of 2.
Okay.
So yeah, let's just prepare. You're right, and
Okay.
put it in the piston act because we want that piercing.
All right, we're gonna drop it in the piston axe to get some piercing.
Because that'll either, if James moves next to her, she'll get her attack with that, or her having that will make him not move next to him.
Yeah, we're talking about this guy. So if he'll move here.
Yeah, he's one
and then
space
she'll
away
take-
from her right
and
now.
then she'll take the prepare.
So the idea is that by preparing with the piston axe, which allows her to do piercing damage and more of it, more damage, it can like scare him away or force him into a situation where he's gonna get hit with that.
Overwatch rules.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
that's our turn. That's everyone.
Great.
I will say something too while James is kind of figuring out what to do on his turn. We've noticed on Tabletop Sim, I'm noticing it here too, maybe a little shorter here, it's hard to tell. The Cryptonaut turns take longer typically than the Goddess turns.
Absolutely.
There can be a lot of downtime for the Goddess player.
Which is kind of a bummer for the Goddess player because you're alone.
Right, you don't have...
Right.
We specifically have it built in. Where
We're
gonna
interacting
talk.
here,
Right,
yeah.
The Goddess is just sitting there
Alright,
I'm
quiet.
going to
right?
spend 2 power on 13 candles. No, I'm not. That's dumb. I'm going to discard 13 candles for...
What's that? Molly Ringwald movie? Is that 13 candles?
16
16
candles.
candles. 16
I'm
candles.
I was going to
play-
say it's the wrong
Some-
amount
some
of
kind
I'm
of
going to play 13
prequel.
candles for...
This is the prequel to 16
I'm
candles.
going to play 13 candles for the Mastery, which is the one where they get extra health.
Okay.
So
now everyone has +2 health?
plus 2 health.
Great.
Because again, these stack.
Yeah.
Sucks
Some
ass.
sort of 26 candle situation over
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
Fucking blows.
Yeah. It's less ominous, but it still exists. All right, I'm moving this T-Guardian.
So we get a
Right here.
prepare action.
Yes, we do. We should swing. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, we got the piston axe.
We're piston axe. And,
Piston axe.
so we're swinging on a 4. We did not hit. We could re-roll it.
We should do it.
We've been using stamina to re-roll a lot. We got to get our hits in. So.
Yeah, let's just do it.
And this is the engineer who has full stamina.
Full stamina, full health. She's
Yeah.
ready to go.
Engineer's ready to reroll.
3 hits
Bing.
for 3 piercing.
3 piercing. Okay.
So piercing just ignores armor. It's not like it ignores an armor. It ignores all armor.
Right.
So
All right, and the Tomb Guardian will spear the engineer.
this is not do knockback. Okay. Cool.
4?
Does that hit?
Yes.
For
I
how
rolled
much?
a 4.
2.
2 damage. All right. Here's a 2, 1.
And then I'm
Not
going
6.
to...
Engineer all of a sudden, not so fresh.
Half health.
I'm going to spend 2 power and summon another Tomb Guardian.
Of course you are. Just around the corner.
Just around the corner.
Okay.
Another Tomb Guardian.
Yeah, these Tomb Guardians are nuts right now.
Mhm.
They have armor. They have 8 health.
Well, we got to get rid of that. So,
And the door. Mr. Mentalist. Got to get in there.
Mentalist has got to get in there. Yeah.
Actually,
Well-
the Traverser can also just break them.
The Traverser, yeah, I mean, we're lined up poorly here, but we'll get there.
All right, that's my turn.
Okay. All right, next
So
turn.
yes, my turn took about 2 minutes, and yours took, you know...
like 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
it's the way it is.
It is just the way it is.
Yeah. It's also worth saying, while we did experience this time delay in Tabletop Sim, being live also adds more time. Because we're sitting here to talk about things like this.
Well, and we're also streaming, which is just generally explaining things.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Okay, so we need to get this thing. We need to kill these two. That'll make killing these guys a bit easier. We got to collect that, which would be great. And we have like this giant bottleneck right now with all these dudes.
Yeah,
stuck
we
here.
didn't think that through right. But
Fortunately, some of these can move around because they can go over pits. Mentalist included.
Mm-hmm.
Who can
including
open that?
the other
Who
way.
can open that door? The
Geist.
Geist Hunter and
The android. An android can move over pits. She could go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, open, 3, 4. So she could get up to here right now if she wanted.
but then the dentalist can't get in.
So she could do it like she could just stay here or move there. She doesn't have to go onto that, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and she should probably do that because. Wait, can the dentalist move over pits?
Yep.
How many does he move? 1, 2,
3.
3, 4, 5, 6.
He could TK himself as well and move 7.
Yeah, he can get here.
He can go grab that.
He can grab that.
Her and hurl object.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe you should do that.
Dentalist all day long.
Yeah.
I mean, hurl object at one of these T-hunters?
He can hurl both these. If he could get 2 souls, he could throw both of them. Who has a soul to give him? No one?
I think no one
We're,
right now.
we're actually out of souls.
We're all
Installed them all.
everything's installed.
So he could go 1, 2, 3, 4,
That's the only one
5,
You know, I
Spending
honestly didn't
7.
think we would be at this lack of souls not doing the sarcophagus, but we definitely are. Like, souls are precious. What's this guy? How much damage does he have?
He's taken 3 damage.
Yeah, he's
And how
taken
much
3
does
of
he-
8.
He has 8. And he has armor.
There's no
Yeah,
way.
he has armor, which
Okay.
doesn't matter. Like the engineer,
Yeah.
the
I'm just
engineer
ignoring
could
that.
just plow through him.
So there's-
Like,
Yeah, the engineer can eat him up.
yeah, the engineer could hit him twice from where she is, and
Well,
everyone else can walk around.
We
But
should do that with him, but this guy we
tough.
just ignore
He's
for
tough.
right now. Get rid of these.
Fortunately, also
Get
people,
rid of
people
these
can get
and then-
around. People can get around her. Well, yeah. What do we want the mentalist to do? He could go grab that if we wanted him.
Can
to.
he hurl object after that? Or
No. Telekinesis is once per turn.
That's his once.
So
per
to
turn.
get there, he has to telekinesis himself. Unless
I think the engineer kills that T-hunter. Can the engineer get out of the way?
She doesn't need to. People can just go around her.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, they can move
Oh,
diagonally around her.
yeah, okay.
it's not ideal, but they
Right.
can do it.
It's extra
Alright,
moves. And
It's
if,
one extra.
one
move.
extra move is actually a lot. Most of these people have 3 movement.
Right.
So that's like a third of their move.
Mm-hmm.
And many others have 4, so it's still a quarter of their move. But yeah, I think NG has to kill that. Engineer's got to smash with that.
No one else can do the damage.
Right. I'm just wondering.
And she's
if,
right there.
And
I'm just
she's right.
wondering if we can get her out of the way, as well.
He could telekinesis her out of the way. But then he can't fly over there and grab that.
How much move does he have?
3.
1, 2, 3. He can't open the door.
No, he cannot. But
Which you
Android
can't do
can.
anyway.
But Android could. Android can go 1, 2, 3. Sorry.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
No,
1,
but
2, 3.
but we don't need to open the door.
I mean,
We don't need to open the door because so engineer kills guardian
yep.
here. Dentalist moves engineer out of the way or in, maybe just in.
He has
Yeah.
to see, I think, where he's going, but
Oh, okay. Then so for one action TK's her. Second action
no.
1,
the thing
2.
that's moving has to see it. So yes, you could shoot engineer in there.
And then he can just chill.
He has to see both.
Rest. No, he can't rest because you need both actions. I don't know what he does with his second action. That's the only thing I don't know about the. That's the one thing I always run into is I feel like you end up with a second action you don't know what to do with.
Yeah.
Because he can only move 3, so he can
Yeah.
just get in the way more.
Well, that's why I'm saying it might be beneficial for Android to open up this door.
I don't disagree.
Then they both can just go in there next turn.
Okay, yeah, I'm down with that.
Though I guess they can both go over pits.
But I do think that the engineer needs to get moved out of the way.
Okay, but she needs to kill this guy first.
Well, yes. First action is she kills that guy.
I hope so. She's also at half health. Maybe after she kills Android is going to come up and heal her.
But I thought Android was going to open that door.
We'll see. First thing, engineer we know is going to fight this person. Let's start there.
Yeah,
so
let's start
first,
there.
rolling on a 4. Did not get it. Spend a stamina. Got him. That's 3 damage. Piercing.
We're running out of these things.
There's one right here. I just poured these onto the table. I should have
Sure,
organized some of these pieces more. So second attack.
Come on!
Got him. It's another 3
Yes.
damage.
Get out of here, T.
Okay, I'm gonna use Eternal Life,
Yep, I had a feeling you might. It's okay.
which will put me
1 health.
at 1 health.
He has Tachyon Beam he can shoot through, and it'll do damage.
You reassured me. But that works.
He didn't really have another plan this round.
That's true.
So her turn's done. If he blasts,
Blast him.
Android can also do piercing damage for what it's worth. She doesn't.
Oh,
We don't need piercing damage right now. But what do we want to do?
Android gets a free heal, right?
Yeah. Android's gonna heal her
Move up, shoot, heal.
instead of Geist. What do we want Geist Hunter to do? Because Android was gonna go here. Remember too. That was an idea. It doesn't have to happen if we want.
But
to
if he's going to heal, he's got to...
I guess that's true.
We get 2
I
out of
guess
that.
that's true.
I feel like action economy-wise, that's the better move.
Ooh, no, hold on here. Well, no, because we're gonna telekinesis. No, we can't telekinesis her. I'm unclear on this wording. I know I've asked the designers before how this works, but his telekinesis says move another target monster or kryptonaut within 3 spaces and sight to another unoccupied space within 3 spaces and sight of it. Is of it talking about the thing that he is moving, or is he talking about himself?
I'm pretty sure it's the dentalist. I think he's moving something he can see to another thing he can see.
That's what in my head. That is how the ability works.
Correct.
But why does it say of it and it doesn't say of it up here?
I don't know.
Because when it's saying it is now talking about the subject is the monster or kryptonaut. Target a monster or kryptonaut within 3 spaces of sight to another space.
Yeah.
Or is of it talking about?
Usually they say her when they're referring
It's
to...
well,
this,
no,
yeah.
no. It's talking about the space.
Yeah, the space.
Another monster or kryptonaut within 3 spaces and sight to another unoccupied space within 3 spaces and sight of it of the space.
Of the
in.
space.
But then it doesn't. I guess of sight of that space.
So then it doesn't have to be inside
in my
of the
in my
mentalist.
head. The mentalist thematically needs to see where they're going.
Right.
So let's say that.
In my head,
clarify
it's
with
not,
the designers another
and
time.
what this sounds like, it sounds like the mentalist like sees what the person they're moving sees, and moves them accordingly.
I don't know, but I think he needs to. Whatever. We're gonna say he needs to see it.
Okay.
I feel like that makes more sense.
Sure.
So then he can't shoot her in here, but he could shoot her like up to here.
Yeah, which is fine. Which is good.
No, because that's not within 3 spaces of this. So never mind. He cannot do that.
Okay. Well. Wait.
My worry is that if we move
She
the
killed that. Oh no.
No, he's
got
still
it.
alive. I'm worried if the android moves here to swing. Now no one can walk through here because the android is blocking this door up.
Okay. Then.
So Geist shoots, then people can move around.
Well, then what does guys do with their second action?
Move to here, or move to here.
Can't
And
move
then
there.
You can move right here. Stuff can still go around. It can zigzag. If he's here, you can blast through that wall.
Yeah.
Because
Sure.
he's got the tachyon beam.
Sounds
Also,
fine.
if he kills, he gets a soul.
True. Let's do it. That's fine.
Geist Hunter, shooting the 1 HP man out of 4. Got a 1.
Nice.
Engineer's done. Yeah.
Yeah, engineer's done. Now I'll get the soul. Find the soul bag somewhere over here. Think about what we should be doing, Mike, while I'm looking for this soul bag.
Well, I can verbally vamp, but I don't know what we should do. I feel like the Geist Hunter's got to have a better action than just moving.
He could. I mean, he's just very stuck in there.
What is that? What is his eaten
There's
soul?
my soul bag.
What's his?
Until cleanup, do +1 damage and cannot miss.
Yeah. That doesn't help.
Right now, no. Perhaps in the future, auto hitting someone could be good.
Should you just move in? How many move?
He has 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You go
Yeah,
into there.
yeah. I mean, I feel like, why not?
Because I don't want him to get beat up. He's at so low stamina right now. I just think that him having
Okay,
penetrating
then move him
is
over. Then
beneficial.
move him over, and that's fine.
moved
Move
him
him out of
there.
the way, and that's fine.
Okay, then Android can heal someone if we want her to, or should she move somewhere?
The point for Android, I think, yes, Android should heal Engineer, and Geist has like soul.
Yeah, he does. Does Android take it? She's adjacent to him right now. She could do her get her double heal off of it. Think that's the one?
I think Android double heals Engineer.
Engie,
We
that's
haven't
not bad.
lost a guy yet.
We've been keeping up on
We
it.
haven't lost
Yeah.
a guy
We've
yet,
been
and
keeping up
I think that's important
It
because we have usually at this point lost.
We've
a
lost
guy.
a couple.
And that's usually when the snowball effect happens.
That's what I'm
And then,
saying.
Like,
One goes down,
So, like-
and now the rest drop.
Right.
Yeah.
So like ignoring the fact that the Engineer is 2 damage down is maybe not smart, and
You're
we
right.
should double heal, and maybe
You're
that's
right.
the best.
You're
maybe
right.
That's the best move.
Okay, so Android, first action, take this soul from the Geist Hunter. Install it into Rejuvenation Serum.
Right.
Second action, step here next to the Engineer. Free action heal, now heals 2.
And the Engineer is back,
Full health.
full strength.
We're low stamina on a bunch of people. And the only way to get that back is resting, which takes the full turn.
That's the only way to get stamina back.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's tough.
Okay.
It's
we're gonna-
not-
at some point, we're gonna have to rest.
Yeah,
but
maybe. I mean,
I don't know
dude,
when that's
really,
happening.
it's tight. But if we can get into this altar room, we can get the artifact or get the knowledge of death and then teleport out.
Yeah. Okay.
Right now, it's the mentalist has one and the Geist Hunter has one. So one of those needs to get the other one, the third one.
So
Okay.
that was a good move.
So that was Android. Android's taking her turn.
Yeah.
Then Traverser needs to get somewhere. Traverser can get up here. She has the gravity pickaxe. If she can get out this way, she can smash.
What she have?
She's 3 move, not great.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
She has
6.
to end. She has to end moves on.
Oh, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She can get here.
It's on the way.
No, she can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
She could. She'll have to break away. She could. Careful. You have napkin in here?
I had to do it at some point
You
on the
did.
stream.
All right. So it didn't spill much.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Um.
There's paper towels on the counter.
So, maybe scoot that over. So, what if instead Traverser moves to here? Does he empower the monoliths in some way to have more health?
Scoot that way.
Have you empowered the monoliths at all to have more HP?
Nope.
Okay. So if Traverser moves to here,
Hey,
she could push. You did great. You did a good job.
I gotta say the
Gloss.
gloss they put on this is very
It's a little
water
beer
resistant.
proof. little beer proof.
Nice
Uh,
beer resistance.
Skazak's monoliths are already have extra health. But
Oh, how much do they have then?
Just
Five.
one
They have 5
extra.
health. Doors don't.
Monoliths have 4 health with the.
Oh, because they have 3 normally.
Yep.
Oh, great. So they have 4 now.
Empowering them gives them armor.
Gotcha. Okay, what about this, Mike? What if the Traverser gets over to here and pushes to smash this? It's going to put her very low on stamina, but this will be destroyed. Then,
I think
Mentalist,
destroying that is a great idea.
Mentalist hasn't
Still-
gone yet, right?
Drops of beer.
No, thank you.
Mentalist hasn't gone yet. Mentalist could go. Maybe just destroying this monolith this turn is good for the Traverser. Because she could go. What did we say? Oh no, because the Geist Hunter is here. She can't. Oh no, she can go around. 1, 2.
But she has to end on a
You had him. You had her going
1,
the
2,
other
3.
way.
That's right. This way down that way. and then 1, 2, 3,
And then
push, smash the
destroy it.
monolith.
I think that's a good.
Because she has gravity pickaxe, it does 2 extra damage versus monoliths, so it does 4.
We're playing a very tough game with stamina right now,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I do think that it's worth it because I think we're staying on top.
I mean,
So,
what I'm worried about happening is the Spectrophagi coming back and making us all make stamina checks,
Yeah.
and we're gonna all fail them.
I can't consider that the terrible shit's gonna come back out because it's definitely gonna happen. So,
Okay,
you know, it's
so
just
that's
part
what
of it.
that dude does. Then we're going to. The mentalist still has to go. The gunner just has to move up. She's so far back here. She's just gonna move up, I think, and prepare maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then prepare. I mean, she can't really get through here.
She can't go over spaces, no.
No, so I think just up there prepare.
Okay.
I
I guess that stops
yeah,
him
big
from
AoE slow
coming
incoming,
up from
definitely.
behind, I guess.
Definitely a big AoE coming at some point. I'm worried about it. Because once we activate this, you get to summon some stuff.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then,
it's going to be bad once we activate that thing.
then it's just the mentalist. Who could telekinesis himself back here and grab that.
I think that's worth it.
There's nothing else to TK right now. I would say destroy this door,
Yeah,
but he doesn't.
He definitely needs that too because we're going to hurl the door at somebody. So,
Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Telekinesis to grab that.
or we can hand it off to someone.
Potentially. And then second, what's
What?
his range?
Yeah,
3.
actually, wait. I don't even know what he has here.
That's not that useful for him.
It's only for when he drops between realms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which, again, that's sort of the thing, too, is if Jimmy tries to beat up on him, he suddenly gets
Mhm.
stronger, which is not bad. And then his next move, I guess, he can move up, or should he prepare? How much can the Guardian move? 2 million?
3.
Okay. Maybe just have him prepare. That's it.
That was one move?
Yep.
7 points?
That's the dentalist, baby. All right, James. Again, apologies for the long turns.
Gentlest.
Apologies for the long turns.
All right. First, I'm going to play From Beneath. Choose a Cryptonaut that is prepared. Remove that Cryptonaut's prepared token, and she loses 1 vitae. So the Dentalist loses prepared and a health.
Okay.
Can I say I enjoy that this game uses she throughout the,
It does a lot.
Yeah.
Why she?
book? I like it.
The,
They're just different than in most
Sure.
rule books.
Probably prefer they, but
hmm
I just think it's fun that it's like.
Well, at first I was like, oh, because all of the Cryptonauts are women.
Most
but
of them are.
They're not. Yeah.
Most
But
many,
most are.
many to most
But not
are.
all.
But, all right, and then I'm attacking the engineer with the Tomb Guardian.
okay. That sounds like a thing you'd do.
I hit
do you have range?
You're
right next to.
No, no,
Engineer?
that's not the engineer. That's
That's
the
the Traverser.
Even better.
That's not better. How much damage do you do?
I do.
Don't say 3.
Oh, sorry, I don't have the aim. I actually miss.
You miss. Okay.
Sorry. Yeah,
Give us
I had
fives.
the Ring of Bone earlier, and that's what was giving me the extra.
The bonus hit. Yeah.
I'm gonna attack again, and I hit
How much?
for 2 damage.
Okay. Could be worse.
Yeah, it could be 3.
It could be 3.
It could be.
That would have been between realms again.
Monolith in there was destroyed.
I'll
Yep.
say it's nice that the end of the game is happening over here, and we have the camera
Mhm.
perfectly
That's very
Exactly
set
set
up
up.
for the end of the game.
It's all scripted.
I'm gonna
Mhm.
discard
None of this is real.
Seal the Crypt and grab another power. And that's my turn.
Okay, let's try to make this turn fast, Mike. So we want to kill this monolith. We know that. Or sorry, the dude. And I think this could be either the resting turn, though he is preparing power, or this could be the summon stuff turn and try to get out of here. We can't get out this turn. It takes, what is it? It's next turn we get the item.
So what happens when you spend an action interacting with that is no, not the Cave of the Crystal Sultan. My monsters can fly. I get to summon a bunch of monsters wherever I want.
What is a bunch?
Total cost of 3 or less.
Okay.
So it could be 1 guy, it could be 3 Cryptons.
As long as you're within the 5 monster
As long as
limit.
I'm within 5.
Yep. 5 monsters.
And then on the round after the altar is activated on its upkeep phase, which is the first phase. So after I get to go with them, whoever activated the altar gets a knowledge of death.
And then
Even if their body, even if they died
Yeah,
in that
you still-
turn,
you still
it
get it.
still goes on their corpse.
so then we have to survive his wave, and then we can blast out.
Resting's for babies.
You think we
That's-
just push it? You think we go for it?
I think we just go.
I think it
for
makes for
Alright.
better TV.
Mike,
I agree. We're also on TV right now.
Yeah.
let's do it. All right,
You guys ever see that show Breaking Bad?
that's
This
awesome.
is truly like when Jesse cooks the meth.
So the Traverser can do piercing damage, 2 piercing damage. She could get healed as well. Maybe the android needs to come heal. And the android does piercing damage as well. So maybe the android moves up, heals, smashes. Traverser, smashes. That will be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. Then we just have to hit for 1 more damage somewhere. The Geist Hunter hits and gets assault. Then,
He has 8 health.
yeah, he's got 2 masteries. Then we should have. We need the Mentalist and the Geist Hunter to be protected because they're the ones that hold our knowledge of death. So one of them needs to get it, and then the 2 need to fly out. Not this turn, but next turn. So if we can do something stupid and sit them both here, and like have a line of the other cryptos.
That's not stupid. I think that's a good move.
So
So like we'll put them here
those 2. So Geist Hunter
and
needs
then
to go
block
there.
them and then just block them up.
Can he move? He can move.
Something that is a big strategy in this game is just like clogging up the works.
Yeah.
Like just putting
Yeah.
people
We've
in
been
the
on
way.
the other side of that plenty of
Oh
times.
my god, have I been on the other side of that? Like getting people in the way, totally legit.
Yeah.
So we can
So
definitely do that.
they can both get here this turn, but this thing has to die first.
What you said, I don't know. I'm not following exactly how you killed that guy, but I think that we should do it.
Android can do 3 damage piercing. She actually can even take a second action if she wants and try to do 6 damage piercing. This dude, she does 2 piercing each hit, so she can just swing twice and do 4.
Okay.
And we need, but the problem is we need to do 8 damage, 3 and 4 is 7, so we need to find 1 more damage somewhere else. That could be a push. That could be this guy maybe. Nah, he doesn't have the range.
This random guy.
It could be the
that
gunner,
nobody knows.
this weirdo in the corner. But anyway, first we have to kill this person.
Okay.
Some
Let's
of
do
those
that.
hits are going to come from her.
Let's do
So
it.
let's start with that. Roll for an attack. I think you have a die sitting somewhere right in the middle.
It's right in the middle.
She hits on a 4.
She can notably not reroll because
She's out of stamina.
she's out of stamina, but
So that's a hit for 2 damage.
We're playing a dangerous
Oh,
stamina
we are,
game.
absolutely are. She actually could reroll. She would just then, after the hit, be...
if it
done.
came down to the wire, like
Yeah.
really to the
It's
wire,
like we
it would
need
be.
this hit. All right, so here's her next hit, hitting on a 4. The 3. It's 2 more damage piercing. Now we need the android to come up. The android will get here. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mm-hmm.
Because then the Geist Hunter will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and he's good. And this guy will telekinesis himself and action to activate it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, android moves up there. Free action heal her for 2.
For 2.
Then attack. Hitting on a 4. We'll reroll it. You can just flip one of those and take the other away.
Do you want me to roll this one?
Yeah. I'm losing my luck. It's rolling out. No, you're losing it more. Keep it going. We got to get this hit. Give it another one. 4. That hits
That
for
was a
3.
4.
So you should have taken 7 damage at this
Mhm.
point. So
Yeah,
now
but-
we need 1 more hit.
We're rolling this way.
She can't push to do it again. I mean, she could, but that would be the end of her actions. She'd be exhausted.
The gunner, probably.
The problem is it's clogged up here right now.
No, that's fine, though. I
Well,
mean,
hold on. Where can the Geist Hunter go? 1, 2, 3,
we gotta
4.
break away, though, to do that.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's okay.
You think that's fine?
I mean, if he fails, it doesn't matter. Oh, yes, it does. Because
It does.
he's out of stamina.
It does.
He's out of stamina. Now, this is where the stamina comes back to bite us.
Yeah, I know.
You're right. We got to kill this guy. The gunner. Yeah, the gunner could go right here.
I think that's because then you can sneak through. You can still sneak
You
through.
can still go
Yeah,
there
yeah.
and
So
there.
gunner goes 1, 2, 3.
4. Yeah,
4.
she has 4 move.
take a shot.
And shoots. Go ahead and
Pop
roll it.
shot.
Now she only misses on a 6.
But I've rolled 6s,
You've rolled plenty of 6s.
so
That's not one of them, though. That's 2 damage, no
Okay.
piercing.
That was her first action.
That was her second action.
second action.
All right.
Fine.
Kazakin.
I think we
Which, to
spent
be
two-
clear, she's back up. All right,
Yeah.
my guy's still up.
I think we have to
Push and shoot
do.
again.
Yeah, she's like the only person with some stamina available.
Push and shoot again, yeah.
Push and shoot again. Force him to spend that at least,
Yeah.
Or not.
or not. Like make the.
But either way, yeah.
Right.
Make him choose.
I think we got a 2 stamina down.
So, to be clear, wait.
I just flipped it. Yeah.
Almost all of our guys are stamina out. At this
Okay,
point.
yes. The Traverser has used 3 of 4. The Geist Hunter has used 3 of 4. The Gunner will have now used 3 of 4. The Android has used 4 of 5. The Engineer has not used any. No,
No.
she has. Oh, you're right. That's
2 of
You're
4.
right. 2 of 4.
2 of 4.
2 of 4.
So
And
we
Mentalist is
are
2 of 5.
we are close to being fully stamina out at this
Which
point.
means we can't
is
take extra actions. We can't re-roll
not good.
unless we rest.
Not good. But if we weren't getting down to the wire, would this be Cryptic Explorers?
It's getting down
I
to the
don't
wire.
know. I don't
Okay.
know if it would.
Yeah, sometimes it's much more of a blowout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
we've had some
great.
bad ones. Come on, not a 6. Not a 6. 5 hits. 5 hits.
I saw that drop and I thought
I know. I saw a bunch of
Okay.
pips and I was worried.
All right.
You
My
dying?
buddy, yeah.
Okay.
You're not going to save him again?
Nah.
You got plans for that power? All right. Now, Geist Hunter goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Ends right here. Mentalist. 1, 2, 3. Second action is going to be activate this.
Okay. So, when you activate
And that is everyone then.
the...
Not, is it the engineer? No, the engineer has come.
Yeah. When you activate the altar, all monsters, including those summoned later,
No, engineer hasn't gone yet.
engineer...
Traverser and android did all the damage. Engineer's sitting right here.
Oh, yeah. All monsters, including those summoned later, get the modifier floating permanently.
Okay.
The goddess may immediately summon any number of monsters with a total power cost of 3 or less, then ignoring the summoning distance rule. The monster limit rules still apply.
Okay.
I'll just pop the.
Some people in the chat rooting for you at this point.
Yeah.
So, Spectrophagai has popped up right here.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't cool. She's back, and she has line of sight to 4 people.
And then it's your engineer's turn still.
Engineer has some knockback. Engineer could pop up there and knock back. Let's push you out of the way. How much health does that Spectro have?
8. And an armor.
And an armor. So she could do 6 this turn. That's not 8. Just 1 armor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how much damage does she deal per hit?
It'll be 2 with her M Dust
For her
ability.
attack.
It's half their vitae rounded down.
What does that say? I can't read that upside down.
2.
That's 2. Okay. Okay, Mike. We have a big O as expected. Spectrophagai has appeared right here. If you want to switch to the close cam and get a real good shot of that. Sucker right here. Standing us down. Standing down these two. Look at that beautiful, beautifully framed shot.
Also occluding most of our other guys.
Which, that's... we don't want that. I mean, that's what James wants. He wants to block these people from
Yeah.
getting in there. Because Mentalist is the one that's going to collect it. He has he's down 1 health. He can use this to fully heal himself. If he needs to. When he's between realms, he's tough. Geist Hunter is at full HP. Geist Hunter can also eat these for health. You can eat the stuff in your suits.
Anyone can, not just Geist Hunter.
That is true. Anyone can.
No, it just sounded like
You're right,
you said
you're right,
Geist
you're
Hunter.
right.
It's not unique to Geist Hunter.
You're right.
It is not unique to Geist Hunter that you can eat the souls that you've already installed
Yeah, so rip
for
them
health,
out,
which
chomp
is.
them. Okay.
I think we learned that like halfway through playing the game. Too.
Oh, like 7 games in, we realized we could do that. It took us a while.
Right, and it was like very helpful.
It's really useful for these end of mission.
Yeah.
Right, because you don't.
I
need
don't
this
need
stuff
this anymore. I gotta
Right,
heal
right,
up.
right.
All right, engineer. I think should just come and attack.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I think we just have to do whatever we can to kill it this turn, and if
Yeah.
we can't, then we can't. But I think we're gonna do our best.
Well, this is our last person to act, so then it's James's turn to swing back.
Oh, this happened.
It happens when we activate
Sorry,
the
I
altar.
thought it went to his turn.
No.
Yeah.
I wish that he summoned because now
Yeah.
does it have sickness because you didn't summon it on your turn or
It does.
Okay.
The summoning sickness is the round.
the round?
Yeah.
Okay. She's just gonna run here and attack. Do you think a knockback or a 3 damage attack with piercing?
3 damage.
Okay. So
Let's do some
no
good.
knockback.
Knockback's not gonna do anything, right?
You're right.
'Cause
It's only gonna push her
it's
one
gonna
little
push
space.
one. It doesn't matter.
Okay. So attacking with the piston axe needs to hit on a 4. Got a 3. It's 3 piercing damage.
Very good.
Yeah,
That'll
that's-
help later. It's not gonna help now, but it'll help later.
And that's your turn then, James. Take
Great.
it away.
All right. I gain a power.
While James is looking at his cards, I'll say, if you people are new to the channel, please subscribe, like this video. If for no other reason than I like to see the numbers get bigger. The numbers go up, I feel happy. So, yeah, subscribe, and I'd appreciate it.
To the moon with these stonks.
Yep.
That's right.
Diamond hands,
That's-
phasing player.
Yeah, I get the phasing coin coming soon.
You should launch a
Launch of
coin.
crypto. I feel like the crypto grift has passed, but I felt like that 2 years ago. So
Yeah.
I agree. It seems like it's gone, but we'll see.
Okay. I'm going to use Ivory Gaze with the
Shocking.
Spectro.
So what happens on that? Again,
Each kryptonite
remind
within
me.
sight loses half her vitae, rounded down.
It's everyone but
Gunner.
the gunner.
And they make a stamina check.
Okay, so half vitae running down, so she takes 1 half current vitae. Obviously not max, right?
It says their vitae. I think.
It has to be current.
I don't think you lose vitae. I think you take damage.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. Because otherwise that will kill half these people, and I think... No, I think you do lose vitae. Because this says restore 2 vitae. You know what? This came out the first time we played. They said that she can't kill anyone with that. She
With
just
that.
lowers their health a bunch. The very... In fact, I think it was on
Mm.
Roll 20. I believe the game we were introduced
That's
to the game
right.
on. Because we were standing up at the pit of fire in the Hall of Eternal Flame,
Mm-hmm.
and it came up.
Yeah, okay, yes.
So he...
When you're dealt damage, you lose vitae.
So he's got 3 remaining, so he'll take 1. She's got 3, so she takes 1. She has 4, so he'll take 2. She has 3 remaining, so she'll take 1. He has 4, so she'll take 2.
Don't worry. You've still thoroughly screwed us. So it's...
And then all of those people make a
Stamina checks.
stamina check. Or else they are slowed if they fail.
Okay, so
Well, this is
One.
where we're really fucked.
he needs a 1. If we're slow, as long as these 2 survive, we're okay, because their slow action can just speed teleport. But Traverser needs a 1. Got a 2, failed, slowed. You know what? I think more are going to be slowed than not. Let's put these on the ones that succeed. He has 3 stamina, so he could still pass. He does. He's not slowed, so put something on him. Android has 1 stamina. She needs a 1. She failed. Geist Hunter needs a 1. He failed. Gunner, don't put any. Gunner needs a 1. Failed. Engineer.
Gunner didn't need to roll.
Oh, because she's not seen. Okay. Engineer needs a 2. Failed.
So everyone's slowed except for Gunner.
Gunner and Mentalist.
Mentalist.
Of course, Mentalist isn't slow, dude. Nothing slows down the Mentalist. Nothing.
I think you should watch the early 2000s TV show, The Mentalist, and really understand his background.
Yeah, it's a very obscure tie-in. I don't think it's that obscure. I think Mentalist was a popular show.
It was very popular.
But okay, that's that action. Continue your turn.
This doesn't look good.
It depends. I don't know what Jimmy
Well,
has up his sleeve.
Here's the
Yeah,
thing.
I'm sure it's terrible.
I don't think I have a way to prevent these jerks from teleporting out. You guys have the knowledge of death. I can't actually really get in there to kill anyone. What I can do
Kill
is
other
pay
people.
to use Seal the Crypt.
And put 2 Tomb Guardians next to an arcane door.
Well, let me go to 1 here because we can't really see that. Where'd you put him? Can you point him out?
Here.
And here, where's the big guy? Point
Right
the
here.
big guy out. Yeah. Okay.
Here, well, switch to the side cam. You can see them. Zoop.
Yeah. So basically surrounding us.
Well, it's very mixed in here.
Right. 1 Tomb Guardian will attack. Who's that? The Traverser?
Gunner, Traverser.
1 will attack the Traverser. And hits, dealing 2 damage to the Traverser.
That is gonna put her between realms.
The other one will also attack the Traverser.
Uh-oh.
And it hits,
And that kills the
killing
Traverser.
her.
So Traverser has been murdered. Rest
We
in
lost
peace.
our first. We lost our first crypto.
R.I.P. Jean. Jean Bell. Oh, do you think that's Jean? Isn't Jean a Suikoden character? Or am I thinking of
No, Jean's a Suikoden character.
Okay.
It's probably the same one.
she appears in a couple of games, I think.
Alright, so only one person needs a move for teleport, right?
Yeah, it's an action that you can do. You just have to be next to someone else.
There's no weird blind spots over there.
I think we might have this.
I'm going to discard this card for a power.
We collected knowledge of death. It is the lodestone suit. At your feet lies an old kryptonaut suit. The face shield stands open, and a smothering blanket of tomb dust has settled over the empty cockpit. I guess it was on the altar. You brush it off in order to inspect the abandoned hulk, and are surprised to see a character from the lodestone script engraved on the exterior paneling. Your iconographic index tells you it's the glyph for clan.
Ooh.
To be clear, spelled with a C, not that clan. As you push more of the dense powder away, you see the entire suit is covered in lodestone symbols. And not just the one, it's all over it. They are imprecise in their occult import, but even so, impressive, not imprecise. Yeah, they didn't quite write in a straight line. They're impressive in their occult import, but even so, it doesn't seem that they were enough to save the explorer who wore the suit. The Mentalist says, "Oh, that's weird,"
Zoop.
and then takes the teleport action with his good buddy, the Geist Hunter. Bloop, 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 bloop,
Now
bloop.
have them teleport out. Boom!
Sorry, hold on.
Do it with your other hand.
They go, and they're gone.
I thought they were supposed to go together, and they went
They're
decidedly
on
separate
like a
directions.
long string, and he sort of wiggles around.
String theory.
And that's it. That we have escaped with 3 knowledge of death cards. Now we know about some sort of mysterious glitch, some sort of acidic spores, and then a lodestone suit. And we made it out, losing 1 guy at the very end, but it was not enough. You weakened our forces decently well. You certainly slowed us down with all that stamina loss, but didn't really have the damage to sustain throughout this. Now, I want to say, I think you haven't played Skazak very much.
This is the second time I've played Skazak.
Yeah, not done a Skazak very often.
The 2 that we had asked which cryptos had knowledge of death. It was
Geist Hunter
the Geist Hunter and the Mentalist.
and the Mentalist.
The Mentalist, clearly the VIP.
Always. Every game.
Yeah.
Every game. Maher, I see you're in the chat. My friendship with the xenobiologist is gone. Geist Hunter, Mentalist is my new
Yeah,
best
I
friend.
think the Mentalist needs to be nerfed.
I did have the opportunity, so there are a ton of optional rules. One of the ones
a
that I would
million.
play with, and I would always play with at this point is there's like a competitive mode, I think is what it's called.
That's what. Yeah.
And so at the start of the game, I don't remember if I pick a goddess first or if I pick a map first, but the goddess player bans a map, and then the Kryptonaut players pick another map to ban. I pick a goddess somewhere in there. I ban 3 of the maybe 40 Kryptonauts.
Yeah.
They pick 3. I ban 3 more, and then they pick their final
We
3.
finish the team.
And so there is one of the ones I banned is the Spectrologist, who has the ability to like damage my monsters as soon as I summon them.
I'll switch to the second team here.
It's really nasty to play against, and it's one of the things that I didn't quite get to pull off this game. The Crypt Hounds that Skazak has, if they bite someone, they get to summon another Crypt Hound.
Mm-hmm.
So having like this spiky bubble around the team that the Spectrologist has is like a real pain for something like that.
Yeah, this spirit barrier. Real strong.
You know, there are other goddesses that it's less of a pain to deal with, but
Skazak.
I didn't want to deal with it.
Why did you ban the other people? Let us know.
Well,
Okay.
Let us in.
I mentioned maybe the second, the
So
combo ban.
I also banned the Xenobiologist, who one of his abilities is, I think it's the one he usually has, Analyze Genus.
Genus, yep.
If you attack something, like if you attack something of the same name, all of the other...
That's endangered contagion, or engineered contagion.
What's Analyze Genus?
Until cleanup, if a target monster within 5 spaces inside is damaged, each monster within 3 spaces is dealt the same amount, regardless of
That's
name.
right. Yeah.
Regardless of
So
name.
they have a really nasty AoE sort of thing
Yeah, a
going
little
on.
combo here.
So the Xenobio can say, okay, Crypt Hounds, this Crypt Hound is the one I'm analyzing. And then I summon a Crypt Hound on my turn, and the Spectrologist Spirit Barrier hurts everything, and it's like a nightmare to get anything near.
Yeah.
So these guys might not be the strongest on their own, but together they're a real pain to get monsters near.
Yeah.
Some of the goddesses aren't particularly monster driven. They have other powerful spell abilities. Skazak, all about the monsters.
So who else did you ban? You got a few here.
Yeah, so the other one I banned in the first round of bans was the...
No.
Was it the werewolf?
It's Demolitionist.
It was the Demolitionist. The Demolitionist is a big tough boy who can blow up walls, which I don't really need, but he can also blow up doors and monoliths. I knew doors and monoliths were important to this goddess, and choke points are really big on this map, so I didn't want a way to just ignore things even more than they already could.
Yeah.
I also ran roughshod with the Demolitionist the last time we played.
Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah,
that's true.
dude. I think it might have
I
been
think
this
it left
map,
the
right?
ban.
You like
Yeah, it
blew
was this
like
map.
holes all over the
Yeah,
place.
Yes,
it was this
Demolitionist is very good.
So-
You can basically make a path to the end.
Mhm.
No, it wasn't this map. It was the one. Maybe it was this map. They all are kind of melding together, but
They're very distinct, but visually,
I had
some of them
made-
can be hard to remember.
they are distinct. But I think it's hard to remember because they all have.
I kind of
walls.
remember
They're all
you
black
doing,
and white.
right.
And they
Yeah.
have walls.
I kind of
everywhere.
remember you blowing holes in like the ice map, and you just sort of
That
like
might have been
ignored
it.
the
Yeah,
There was
it
like
was
I
that. You know what it
basically like
was.
made a line through the map that ignored the map,
Yeah.
and then everybody just like went where they needed to go. It was like great.
Yeah.
So the Demolitionist is
So
great.
you banned the Demolitionist.
I love it. That's my favorite.
That was your first 3. Then we picked the Gunner, the Dentalist, of course,
and I think the android.
and the Android. Yeah, Android, Mentalist, and Gunner were the 3 we grabbed. Figuring there's no way we're leaving the Mentalist on the table. If the Mentalist is available, we're like unless we're feeling frisky, we're taking him.
Tell me why you didn't ban the Mentalist.
Mostly because I want to
Arrogance.
face my fears a little bit with some of these. I don't just want to ban the same 3. I also was worried that you guys would pick the werewolf if I banned the
Yeah.
We definitely would have.
We would've.
mentalist.
So for our meta that we've established with this trio, because the goddess can only ban 3 at a time, kind of the ones we shoot at, I feel like most often are the Mentalist, the Xenobiologist, the werewolf, and I mean maybe Demolitionist to some point. He's been really strong, but Spectrologist in this as well, of course. So if you can get Spectrologist and Xeno, we found that to be a very potent combination.
Yeah.
But because there are at least 4 that we really like, it's like one is going to get through.
Right, exactly.
So which one do you want to get through?
And so that's a thing to consider when we were doing the campaign game is, like, not only did you guys have the mentalist, but he had, like...
Oh my god.
Like, wings and, like...
all
this
God.
other nonsense.
Stacked.
So okay, so let's talk about the campaign in 1 second.
Yeah.
Let's finish these, and then I think we all have some thoughts on the campaign, so we can talk about that in a minute. The next round of bans, our picks then were those 3, and then you had 3 more bans, which you banned these 3.
Yeah. The
So, I'm
werewolf.
gonna switch to this one again here. So the werewolf.
The werewolf is really
who
cool.
we've mentioned. The werewolf is very cool.
She has a wolf form, and she can turn into the wolf, which has
Yeah.
more health. It can move faster. It has less stamina, I think. Anyway,
Yeah, so she has this bestial form of humanity that she starts the game as a human and has human attributes, which is this submachine gun and this first column. And then she can turn into a wolf, which gives her a melee attack with claws and then more health, less stamina.
but she has these abilities. Mostly, I think it's invigorating transformation.
Yep, she
And
heals.
Moon ritual, which it makes it a free action.
Yeah,
So she becomes really hard to do anything to.
right.
And if she can get like 2 souls, she's sort of unkillable unless you can get some crazy combo. But since action economy is so big in this, it's really hard to focus fire on someone who can transform, heal up, and then like run away.
I'll say too, the werewolf I've found is one of the few characters who you want to get every skill on.
Yes.
Because other characters usually have a skill that's like, this is really good.
Yeah.
And then situationally, maybe you'll grab another one. Like the
Wow,
androids.
The mentalist is fucking stacked right now.
Well, so is Android just about.
Oh,
but
that's true.
like the android's surgical array that does piercing damage, if Jimmy didn't have those 2 armor dudes,
Exactly.
probably wouldn't
you
get
would
that.
not bother.
Same with mentalist actually. I think I've gotten awakened pineal gland like once because usually he's not the one dealing damage.
Mentalist spends a lot of time floating around and grabbing things.
Yeah.
Which there are a couple characters.
But
that do.
werewolf, again, the ability to heal, the ability to do it on the fly is a free action, and then this middle one just gives her so much extra
Yeah.
stuff. She's very strong.
So then I also banned Scout.
Yep.
Because Scout can move around a lot.
Yeah,
And
Scout's very mobile.
Scout. Maybe I didn't ban the right one, but is Scout. No, I didn't actually. Who has the one where they can teleport solo? They can leave the map on their own.
Is that not the scout? No.
No.
That. Oh god, who is the one that can teleport by themselves? I forget.
It's on the tip of my tongue. I just had it. Do you have the stack?
Yeah, it's not Traverser, but they have a name that's like
Let me see the stack. I can find it.
the moves around a lotter. And
So you ban the scout. Maybe not.
Scout
your
has
intentional ban, but
Scout can open and close doors without spending extra movement.
yeah.
And that's a pain in the ass on this map
Yeah.
because there's so many doors. That's why I wanted to ban her.
And
but,
can open arcane doors.
yeah. So that's why I banned Scout. Movement's very good, and
Ignores breakaway.
Yeah.
Dash for cover can be useful. She can
Mhm.
move and prepare as
That's
its reaction.
and then I also
They're
banned
saying survivalist.
Survivalist. That's
Survivalist teleport
Yeah.
solo.
It's the survivalist. You're right.
And,
And then my last ban was the Veteran.
vet.
I'm not too worried about the Veteran generally, but Veteran can give other cryptos additional movement, and has this nasty ability Fire Command, where you can pick a target and then everyone does more damage to it
and hits easier.
and hits easier. And I knew that I was going to be having these 7-8 health people, or was going to try anyway. So I didn't want a situation where, the Veteran moves everyone into a room for free and says, okay, kill this person, and it's inconsequential.
She's also got this dang commander suit or a commissar suit where
It's a
she can make other
survivalist.
people lose. Okay, here's the one James meant to ban. Apparently, the survivalist.
Oh, yeah, that's the other one. She recovers for free.
Yeah,
And yes, she can
survivalist
teleport by herself. I
restores
know
for free.
we didn't get into it too much. It didn't really matter, but you have to... The teleport action is how you leave the map
What's
with...
it? Lone Wolf.
Yeah, at the end of the game,
at the
we
end of the
left, but it was because we had set up the mentalist and the
Geist
Geist
Hunter.
Hunter.
Geist Hunter next to each other so that they could teleport out together. That didn't come up to this game, but in other games, it's been a huge problem.
Oh, yeah.
Where the two
Oh,
people
yeah.
with knowledges of death are not near each other, and
Right.
you need them to get together so that they can teleport together.
Right.
And-
I also. Oh,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I want to do a quick shout out to the
Oh, yeah.
Antiquarian.
Aquarian.
The Antiquarian is, I think, a sleeper hit.
Antiquarian, yeah, we stumbled on her late.
She was. I have played the Kryptonaut side very few times. I think only twice.
Yeah.
Once when I learned the game, and once when one of the other people we played with was griping about losing. And I picked up the Antiquarian.
Yeah, love your grandpa.
And I love her. She's maybe my most interesting character. The more artifacts she gets, the stronger she gets.
Yeah.
And you place another artifact in the game when you start. So she has a little bit more like.
She gets crazy good with the artifacts.
Yeah, she gets armor.
All
She
this stuff
she
is-
can't be knocked back.
It's really
Eventually, she gets ethereal, which we didn't run into. But
I love how she
ethereal-
looks like a librarian.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
We,
Ethereal's a strong status effect.
I had said a couple of times, like, putting everything on the Mentalist is like making him a big tent pole, where if he got knocked down, we don't really have anything else. That's sort of how, in my experience with her in the game, that's sort of what you have to do with the Antiquarian. Because she just gets so much better when she has everything, not just from the items themselves, but her innate
Right.
abilities.
Right. Well, and the items are very strong.
Exactly,
Like,
and the items are good.
like her regular attack, the staff, is not very strong.
Yeah.
But I think the first thing I picked up when I played her was like it's like the black bastard sword of whatever, and it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
it's like
well,
Emperor's
and,
Black Sword.
yeah.
and if
and
you're
it's
just
like-
picking up, items,
right.
you're gonna get something
Exactly.
cool.
So
Yeah.
yeah, not only did I greatly improve her attack, but I was able to put a soul into Otherworldly Collection, which made her a lot better.
Yeah. So, yeah, the characters in this game, they're pretty diverse. They change the way you play quite a lot. I have, I think, only played the Crypto. Same with you, Mike.
Yes, I've never played the Goddess.
99% of the time, it's been us two versus James.
Yes.
So when I'm talking about these metas we've established on who we're banning and who we're not, how we're going to play with characters, like
Well, and that's why
it's
we
over,
do it, right? Because
15, 20
it's nice.
games.
It's nice to be able to play a bunch of games and understand your side
Right.
fully, and not have to like jump back and forth. Although I do think I should probably try the Goddess at some point.
Sure. What's up, Edward? Edward from Heavy Cardboard. How you doing? From one fellow Edward to another. A secret Edward.
Secret.
Edward.
But yeah, so there's a lot of flexibility in how you play the different Kryptonauts, and it seems like it's that way with the Goddesses too.
I think so too. I think that there's different ways to play Skazak from what I did. I could see a situation where you build up power for a while. An action the Goddess can take is empower a monolith. You spend 3 power, and you make a monolith like a super monolith. It has armor, but then you gain more power. That's like an option to do.
That doesn't sound good at all. By the way,
I think what's hard for me as the Goddess player
for
is like 3 power is a lot to do, and so if you're not like doing it on like round 1, it's the difference between like I played my Spectro, or I spend a turn empowering a monolith, right?
do you feel forced to use the power and not bank it?
I think that the way that I've typically won as playing, I think I've played every Goddess at this point. Maybe not the mirror one, but
Email this guy if you need Goddess.
right. The way I typically
Get
win
that James
is
Goddess tag up there again.
death by 1,000 cuts. It's always, oh, now I'm in the situation where like this character has to rest, or this character's off by themselves because everyone had to go like heal someone else, or
Right.
whatever. And like, so using all my power lets me get like my crappy dudes on the board.
Right.
Then that's like, that can be better than like one boss thing. So I generally like using all my power. It's actually like interesting with Skazak because she has this ability where you can spend a power to prevent a thing from being killed. So it's like, do I put a Crypt Hound out, or do I like maybe give my Tomb Guardian another go.
Another round of hits.
Right.
That is something that also cost us a lot of stamina.
Yeah.
Where we were like, we're gonna put all of these attacks into killing this Tomb Guardian,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have 1 or 2 power left. You
Right.
survive. Now we have to figure: do we push to do it again? Do we reroute our plans? Obviously, it worked out for us, but I don't know about you, Mike. It felt hairy for quite a while.
As much as it seems like we just ran in and won,
Mm-hmm.
I think we were teetering. I mean, we were teetering
was
for
inches.
sure.
It was
Everyone
inches.
was at the max stamina.
My Crypt Hounds missed a couple times, but
that was bad.
there
yeah.
was.
Yeah.
I mean, they
A
missed every time.
couple sixes.
But I think it was the Traverser. There was someone I dropped between realms.
Traverser.
Yeah, the Traverser.
She was there twice.
And if I hit with the Crypt Hound attack, my very first Crypt Hound attack, she would have died. And
Yeah.
then I would have had another
Summon
Crypt
another
Hound.
Crypt Hound.
So,
It was right. It was
like,
a roll. It was
yeah.
a roll away from being very different for us.
right. So all of a sudden you're down a person.
Gotta say, my main thing that I love about this is that every time I've played, emerging Kryptonauts have come out and been like, oh, this one is good. And doing as much as I don't think anyone's going to play the campaign. That was great because it like forced us to use Kryptonauts that we didn't think we
normally use.
wanted to use.
Absolutely.
So okay, well let's talk about that campaign. Then.
Let's do it.
We had
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
talk about it. We were, like you said, Mike. You two came off of this from Imperial Assault, and Imperial Assault was a game that you and Graham, James and Graham, played extensively, exclusively in the campaign setting. Because
Right.
for those that don't know, Imperial Assault is a Star Wars game. It's a similar setup where you have one person controlling the Imperials, and then a number of other players controlling individual rebel heroes, and you can play it tactically like this, where it's like, here's a map, you fight each other, and that's sort of it. But I don't know if this is the main way people play. I assume it is. This is the main way you played. Is there are these lengthy campaigns where you go through a level, you have objectives to complete. At the end of that, you move on to the next part of that campaign.
If you're not playing that way, it's weird. I think.
Actually, the standalone, like typically the standalone IA is just a PvP. There's not like an Imperial player.
Oh,
with,
interesting.
Like,
Okay.
craft. Yeah, it's
Right.
the-
So if you're
it's
playing
the skirmish,
if you're
mode,
playing the way
that's-
we played, then it's
Okay.
right.
Okay. So coming off of that, after playing like almost every single campaign out there, like to completion for months and months and
Yeah,
months.
we played all of them, some of them twice.
Some of them twice. We came to this, or you came to this. I played Imperial Assault with you guys 2 or 3 times. I'm not a big Star Wars
and
fan,
hated
so
it. Yeah.
it just wasn't.
Rightfully
It just
so.
wasn't for me.
Rightfully so.
So we came to this, and we played it a handful of times in this standard normal setting where it's just a discrete game that does not influence anything else. And then the creators brought up which I don't know if you're holding it.
I don't. I have the rules for some of the optional stuff, but there's the
Here it is.
yeah.
The creators brought up to me this Otherworldly Encounters book that I mentioned, I think, at the jump, which is a way to play the game. Yes, an optional rule supplement for story-driven play. It allows you to play sort of through a narrative, somewhat. It's a
Right.
loose. When I say a loose narrative, there's a lot of lore in this game, but this doesn't necessarily play you through like a linear thing. Essentially, what you're trying to do is collect, I believe, every knowledge of death card.
There are 35.
35 over the course of however many games you have to do it. If Kryptonauts die in a game, they become unavailable for future games. Additionally, the souls they get or the artifacts they collect persist from game to game. And we're like, oh, that sounds cool. That's how you can develop like a team that gets stronger, that does all this. And
I'm particularly interested in games where the things carry over.
Yeah.
RPG style, where
Yeah.
you can like build a character up. So I like that a lot.
Definitely. And there are so many different characters and so much like it's this. You get this idea of building new things.
It's also, it was also interesting because like since the people have to survive in this end state, not only would the Traverser not have carried over, but because of the way the teleport action works, where you have to use pairs, another person would have been left behind.
Because the game wouldn't end when we get the knowledge out.
Right. We would have to.
We have the option. Not only do we have the option of just leaving with 3 knowledge, there are still artifacts on the board. There are these sarcophaguses to open.
Right. You can try to get all of them.
You're trying to ultimately collect all of the knowledge. And so if you're doing okay, hey, why not get more than 3?
Right.
And then you have incentive to also just kill a couple
Right.
guys, even if you're gonna lose the mission.
Right.
You
I'm
still
playing the
kill it.
long game.
You're playing the long
yeah.
game because
And
we
there's-
should be too.
And there's situations where you're like, in the beginning, we were like, fuck all this stuff
Yeah.
over here. We're going to go that way. In that situation, you're like, man, maybe we can grab this
Yeah.
this
You think a little differently.
item or whatever.
So it was appealing. There's also other optional rules for different items instead of, which I think you have open now. Instead of just these artifacts, there are also map exclusive relics.
Yeah. So relics are you flip one of the artifacts on the realm over to the relic side. Then I get to summon some monsters around it to like maybe defend it. And the relics are realm specific. They let you
Right.
do things that are unique to the map you're
So
playing.
the two it's these artifacts. You randomly draw one every single game, or every time you pick up something. But with the relics, there are 2 for the Tomb of the Ivory Sands exclusively,
Mm-hmm.
and so it'll do things like with things on that map.
Right. So I think one like lets you teleport between the sarcophagi. Like you can
Something like that.
Warp 'em
Like
next to
jump
them or
in one.
something.
Yeah.
And yeah, so there are those. One of the other optional things is the sub-realms, which are
That like
Mi-
2-player
yeah,
thing we
so
mentioned.
they're mini
You can
maps.
use them in.
you want to pull one out?
It's kind of buried right
Yeah.
now.
Oh, okay.
So
but they're mini maps, they're much smaller, and what you do is you set up like a little entry point somewhere on the map, and then cryptos can jump into that map, and then they have to complete like a sub-realm objective, usually easier.
But,
But-
you can get stuck.
But you can be
you
stuck
can
in
get
them.
get
stuck.
stuck.
You can get stuck in them.
lost.
So
And with those, you have to do a realm objective and the sub-realm
right,
objective
you
to
got to
win.
go there. So it's a little more complex. Was there anything else? I think those were all of them, right?
Yeah, other than the other
And then
worldly encounters, which
otherworldly
we sort
encounters.
of touched.
So we decided for the campaign, this is all like lore-based stuff, less competitive, more in-world, more progression. Let's do all of it. Let's do the whole kit and caboodle. And if I'm being honest, it wasn't very good.
It was for a bit.
It was,
It was
for
for
a
a
bit.
minute, and I think
and then it got off the
even
rails,
even
yeah.
if you take like maybe the relics on their own could be interesting, maybe the sub realms on their own could be interesting. Actually, the sub realms I would like to try.
I
on
like
their
the
own.
sub-realms.
But the book, the Otherworldly Encounters book that I keep leaning over to pick up, thinking I'm done with it when I put it down. I think it is not fleshed out enough. I don't think it's thought forward
Let me-
enough. Because here's the problem with carrying stuff over from game to game in this. The Cryptonauts get stronger. The goddess does not change at all. So while the game is built around this starting from 0, where the Cryptonauts start with nothing and the goddess starts with nothing, if you're now engineering games for the Cryptonauts to start with stuff, the goddess still starts with nothing. So it just becomes this wave that pushes over. We had games where the Mentalist had his abilities loaded up. He had 3 artifacts. He could move without telekinesis 5 spaces in a round. With telekinesis 7 spaces. He had armor. He had like enhanced aim. He could do like 4 damage a hit. And he had, I think he might have even had an artifact that let him heal himself or
Right.
something. And whoever escapes also, I believe, gets a soul at
That's
the end.
right, yes.
So then he would have something to hurl objects or heal with every time. He was basically unkillable. And then we got the Antiquarian who started collecting artifacts. And now every game she enters with 2 or 3 artifacts fully powered up. We could probably 6 games in out of what would have had to have ultimately been like a dozen or more. We had 2 or 3 characters that alone were basically unstoppable.
Mhm.
Because not only could they do, between the 2 of them, 5 and 6 damage piercing in a round, they were also unkillable and could move so far. And it just, I don't want to say it hurt our interest in the game, because obviously we play this now. I feel like we all had a good time.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that if that is the only way there was to do a campaign, I would just say don't bother with the campaign.
Yeah, I think that I think that what it really needs, like, just the easiest fix I can think of is goddess progression
Right.
in some way. If that comes in the form of an expansion that's like, when you're doing the campaign, open this box. If the goddess loses a thing, like whatever.
Oh,
But,
you're
yeah.
saying some like physical open the stuff up. Yeah,
like
yeah.
you know, whatever it is, or like a special campaign deck, an experience system of some time. Because it was really cool to see like your guys get stronger and stuff, but then it was like, I can't even win this. Like, my best move in this thing is like kill the parasite because like she's just gonna heal every turn and I can't do anything about it.
Right.
Or slow the progression of the Kryptonauts, because I do think that killing all the Kryptonauts is a achievable task if the Kryptonauts don't snowball so much.
Right.
So I always had fun. There were a couple times when we were doing the campaign where it was like, I wiped your whole squad.
Right.
And then it was like, whoa, we like really have to rethink that. But yeah, it hit a point where like I could ban the guys I thought were the toughest, but at the end of the day, you had like enough of a backup pool that it was like.
And it wasn't even that deep into the campaign when we got back.
No, we didn't play a whole.
We ultimately didn't finish it. Of the 35 of these, I think we had collected like 8.
Yeah.
No, we had more than that.
Maybe it was more than that.
I mean,
Because I
we
think you
had
killed a
definitely
guy.
we definitely had more than that.
Maybe it was more than that.
But
Maybe it was in double digits.
But honestly, I think the way to do it, personally, I love the campaign style of games. I think it's
just broadly speaking.
I think that gets me interested in games a ton. And for little less than half, I was really interested in the campaign of this game, even though I saw the snowball coming. But I gotta say, I think the way to do it is to just take away, like, when you win a game, you get one skill. You get one antique. I don't know if that's the right solve. I'm not a game designer.
Yeah.
But I do think that if you just slow that snowball down, then it gives the goddess a little bit of time.
And I will say this too. We're describing this as the campaign mode. The campaign mode describes there's an option for the campaign mode and then the hard mode. We're mostly talking about the hard mode, which, in addition to killing off a handful of pre-selected Kryptonauts for lore reasons, that's the one that lets people carry over their souls and stuff. But it is also the one that prevents them from coming back. The regular campaign mode is simply you play the game and when you win 12 victories, you win the campaign, because that's
it.
Yeah, so at that point, I would just say don't worry about putting a 12-game cap on how much you're playing the game. Just play it as one-off tactical games going forward.
I agree.
And, I think there are things like I would do relics. I think they're like cool ideas. I would do sub-realms.
They're very cool ideas.
I wouldn't combine them all.
I love the idea of a campaign where like some stuff carries over. It just is too much in the hard or whatever mode we were playing.
I do also, I will say, like the setting of this game quite a lot.
Oh man,
Aesthetically, the idea of like
setting,
these people going into a realm of death to steal knowledge is a very cool idea.
And the flavor text on the knowledge of death are
cool
great
stuff.
So
it certainly helps like give you like a mental
the
image
lore
of what's
is
going
very
on.
cool. It's this very
it's
cool,
well put together.
Sort of black metal aesthetic. I something I think is very cool is that it's like a modern setting. Like it's not like fantasy. It's
that
not
is
like,
cool.
It's like a
we're paladins in hell. It's like this is the
there
engine.
are some like spell swords. And stuff,
for sure. But like this is an android. But yes, we like
right.
I feel like there's a lot of potential for a campaign system. I just don't think it's realized in this content. But the basic game, the tactical game they've built is, I think, great. I think it's really good.
I agree. I think I have a great time every time I play, regardless of campaign or whatever. Like, whenever we jump into this, the line of sight is simple, and the the ability to have a different game because you've picked different Kryptonauts is awesome. The fact that you made 4, how many are there?
I think it's 40.
I think it's official. I think it's mid 30s. Without the expansion, I think it's mid 30s.
Almost 40 Kryptonauts makes every game different, and you can just say, I'm going to do a different bunch of Kryptonauts.
Well, and like some of them too are like similar, but like not too similar that it's like, oh, I'm playing the same
I
character.
agree.
Yeah.
And some of them are wildly different.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we talked about the Antiquarian is like very different. There's one of them that does like the soul vacuum or whatever and can like clear out rooms with
right.
stuff.
Ooh,
Yeah.
who is that guy?
Uh,
the
Dungeoneer.
The Dungeoneer,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, by the way, Tempest Tome folks, if you're watching right now, is there a way to get a hold of the Dungeoneer? The Dungeoneer was a promo for something.
Oh,
Oh, he's not in here?
It's not in here. I don't know where the Dungeoneer is.
That's a good point, because I liked him a lot.
Yeah, the Dungeoneer was fun.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a good game.
It's also
Yeah.
like maps change. This
There are 4
is
maps.
Yeah, there are 4 maps. This is the most straightforward.
Probably.
I think certainly. Because the other
Yeah.
ones have like, one of them is sort of like an ice-themed one, and Cryptonauts have to like watch out for these statues
Freezes
that
you.
paralyze you.
Yeah, this is like the basic
Right.
map, right?
Because
yeah.
the sand honestly doesn't come up that often.
Right. It comes up when you open the sarcophagi, which you guys didn't,
Which we often not do.
and when you die, which only one person did.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, one of the maps I get to control a big monster that runs around and smashes you up. So the maps can be very, very different.
Yeah, the
And
big
can also
fire-
determine who you pick.
Yes. Yeah, 'cause so, in my opinion, the best way to play this game, one-off tactical games, competitive draft every time. And I would try sub-realms again.
Yeah.
Sub-realms without the other accoutrement that we had. Because again, we've played this sort of version, and we've dove into the game with everything. With sub-realms, with relics.
I mean,
with,
mostly we played the campaign. I think like
the other thing to actually say that we didn't really talk about is we've mentioned how these knowledge of death cards in the otherworldly encounters do stuff, how they like give you options. When you find a specific one, it can do different things. I think that's a cool idea too. I
Yeah.
do think some of them are not terribly interesting, or it can be just you die or whatever.
A lot of them feel very arbitrary. So
They can be a little arbitrary.
you know, as an example, the one we pulled up earlier, the acid spores, the first one you guys found.
Yeah.
There's a whole description of it, and what you check is if the Cryptonaut picked it up is a scientist or it is not a scientist.
So in this case, it was the mentalist who was
Right.
not.
Who's not a scientist. So bad things would have happened to you. I would have drawn cards, or potentially dealt damage to you.
Yeah. So
I'm
And-
gonna show that on the camera.
So for like lore,
Page.
like in-world stuff, it makes sense that
Here,
weird
hold
things
that.
would come up that you couldn't. Yeah, just make sure I got the right
Yeah.
page.
Mm-hmm.
Like again, for like lore, I'll get focus in one sec. It's all manual focus here.
you go.
Bloop.
Yeah. So it's a cool idea, and I like the idea that it represents like you're in this hell world and you've found this thing. Gameplay, it can feel a little arbitrary. There are some that are like very detrimental to the to either side or whatever.
Oh yeah,
Like-
it goes both ways.
right.
I think my perfect gameplay version is a little bit of randomness and a little bit of tactical,
Yeah.
right?
Again, I feel
So-
like there were a lot of situations where we were playing with that, and you guys got like,
I'm sorry.
like
Kill me, dude.
you guys got some cool ability that did a thing.
I do it to everybody.
And I lost
Apparently.
cards. Or
Right,
something like that. So a lot of it felt, especially as the campaign went on, like it was mostly benefiting you, or at worst inconveniencing you.
Right.
And I really needed the thing that was like, the ghost of a shark comes and eats half the creatures. Like,
Eats specifically the mentalist,
Right.
even if he's not in the game.
right.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, we're all fans of this game.
Yes, I'm
Very
a
much
huge
so.
fan of this game.
Big thumbs up.
I love the lore. I love the look of it.
3 thumbs up.
Yeah, 3 thumbs up.
Suck on that, Ebert.
Yeah. Love the look of it. Love the lore. There are tie-in novellas that I've read about this. I'm really.
Are
into
you
the
the
lore.
only one of us that have read the?
I think that's
I think
true.
so. Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
2 of them, but I have not read either.
Yeah.
Yeah. I read them all. They add a lot to the storytelling and the sort of lore. So yes, I would love to see a more narrative campaign. That's something I'd be very invested in. I
Oh
think.
my god, a
And-
narrative campaign would be amazing.
Yeah,
like
but-
I would love.
Built for that.
Yes,
Yeah, just
but
needs.
love
as it stands, I love playing this game. I have a great time with all the goddesses, and I've had a great time on both sides. I tend to prefer the
We
goddess.
should try. We should try switching it up.
Yeah.
at some point.
I agree.
Privately on. I mean, I don't know if we're going to do another stream of this or not, but privately, I'm sure we will play this game more.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm
real
very
fun
happy that it exists in a physical format now.
Me too.
I like that Ravenous Flender says writing Shark Ghost.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love
But yeah, anyway, that is going to be our long stream. We started a little late. It's, we actually finished in a fair amount of time. It was about a 3-hour stream roughly
about
once we started playing.
It's about how much I expected.
But 3 hours, yeah. If we weren't on stream, we'd probably finish this in 2. But yeah, anyway, that's Cryptic Explorers. A long time coming. Copies will be available at some point. And I think they had spoken to some degree that they might try to do another print run at some point, maybe expand. I don't know if there's any expansion material in the works. Hopefully this is not a one and done, because a campaign, fleshed out campaign system would be cool. Anyway, Mike, we won once again. the dentalist wins the day.
Yeah.
Dentalist always wins.
The dentalist always wins the day. I would love to. I there's no way we would know this, but I'd love to be able to go and look. How often have we incorporated the mentalist and lost?
We should have recorded more stats. Honestly.
Yeah, should have recorded more stats.
I don't think the mentalist ever lost.
He is so good, dude. You get
Maybe
Psych Egg
once.
Bubble. He's moving 7 spaces.
P.
Maybe that first time I played Yukura. If he was in there. That was pre-campaign.
Yeah, Yagura.
Yagura's a problem.
It's nuts.
Yagura's a whole other conversation we could talk an hour
Yagura's
on.
nuts,
Yeah.
But I like that some of these are broken. Broken,
Right.
I'm using in a loving way.
Yeah.
Right.
Because there's
No,
so
I
many,
do. I
there's so
I-
many variables
Right.
that you can conquer broken stuff.
Right.
Right.
Why don't you try to throw a card at the lens to say goodbye?
Throw an antiquarian. Yeah.
Mentalist is coming for you.
Throw the mentalist at the lens to say goodbye.
All right. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. Go to phasingplayer.com/donate if you enjoy the kinds of things we're doing here. And if you like this game, go to Tempest Tome's website, subscribe to their newsletter, and maybe the dentalist will come for you. I'll see everyone next time.